Dr. Hughes invites followers. Oh, let's see if they increase now. Me too. Yeah, wow. Dr. Hughes.
Mock-ass mock.
He's a great podcaster.
Trick-ass mock.
Acknowledge me.
We coming for you, nigga. Fat! Yeah, Dr. Hughes, here we go. Keep plugging yourself, that's cool.
First up, a man whose looks will serve your inner needs and desires.
Dr. Hughes.
Oh, yes, Dr. Huge. Once again, every Saturday, 3 p.m. Where is everybody? Where am I? Here we are.
Right here.
Professionals, killing it as usual. Yep. Shout out to everybody listening today, live on YouTube, X, and Kick. Why not Kick? You know, we're getting all kinds of fans on Kick. They speak only Spanish. They had no idea what we're talking about, but they watched. That interesting here, folks. Yep.
Only Spanish, huh? That's new to me.
Yep. We got all kinds of fans all over the world, especially in England, you know, where we go late night sometimes for them. But right now it's 8 p.m. over there. This is like prime time. Everybody in Great Britain should be watching this. The greatest of the Britons, right? Put us over there, people.
Some of my biggest fan base is in Nigeria. They love me over there. I don't know.
Yeah. They're trying to steal your credit card information.
That's
probably why. Yeah. Watch out for, maybe it's Obafemi.
Probably is. He's probably the head of a ring to steal my money. Good luck. I don't have any.
He could play that on TV, that Obafemi. Imagine you get to the kingpin of all the identity theft, and it's him, like, what does he call himself? The ruler?
Yeah.
On a throne with all kinds of credit card machines and money spinners and all that stuff in front of him, like Scarface. I believe that.
He's the ruler of the scammers.
Mm-hmm. There's so much to talk about, Sleaze. We can go on for days about any of these wrestlers because there's a million of them. We can go on for years about every individual show that's out there. I mean, WWE has several of them. Now we're throwing Unreal into the mix. I'm not watching that. I'm never going to watch that. I'm just listening to other people kind of like talk shit about it. But have you caught up with any of that Unreal, Sleaze?
I think I watched like an episode and a half, and I'm like, all right, I get it. It's everything I like, to be honest. I like all the behind the scenes stuff, but then there's parts of it that are super annoying, like the writers. It's like, who the fuck are you? Like, I want to see interactions with the wrestlers backstage and Triple H, but then they throw in like the corporate guys, and it just throws me off. So I don't know. I'll probably continue to watch it, but it's not like I'm jumping to see it.
Like, I'll watch it if I hear, you know, X-Pac is back as a creative guy and he cuts Michael Hayes' ponytail off again and, you know, pastes it to the locker room door for everybody to see. Like, things like that. That's what I would watch. Like, real people getting pissed off, pranks and ribs. Right? We don't call them pranks around here, guys. They're ribs. We're ribbing them.
Ribs for your pleasure.
And how is everybody, Paladin? I don't know. Or I can't speak for everybody else, but how is everyone? They're probably all right. But over here, it's terrible. Terrible. Awful, horrible. They always say don't do this type of content. They tell everybody you're doing great, even when you're not doing great. We don't do that here.
No.
Everybody's fucking miserable around here. So,
that's not real life, kids. We're not going to sugarcoat shit for you.
Yep. Things suck. We're still getting a couple subscribe. I think we've gone to 2 subscribers a week, Sleaze, on the YouTube. You know, we're really trying to pump that thing up. Here's another story. TikTok. I know everybody loves hearing about the TikTok stories. They won't even let me apply now. So every time I go to apply, it's like, no, you got to wait 7 days. You're suspended for 7 days. So they just keep suspending me for 7 days. I don't even know why.
It is so strange because I see so much crap on there that I'm like, wow, I'm totally surprised they let that on here. You know,
Mhm.
so I'm not getting that from TikTok. I'm
We
blowing up on TikTok for some reason. I'm getting like 2 followers a day. I don't know what it is.
God,
It,
it's just
I put Moxley the 13th on there, and they're like, "That's good," but you say something so trivial, and
I
they're
said
like, "No, you're
Portnoy
suspended."
stinks.
Crazy.
They tried to take down a comment of mine because I said Portnoy stinks. I actually went out of my way to appeal it. I click all these buttons and things, just to be like, "Are you serious?" And they were like, "Okay, we'll let you have this one, but you still can't go live with your show. We don't want people being funny around here. That's misinformation." Yep.
That's what it's got to be. That we're funny and it's misinformation. I'm going with that. Now I
You know
understand.
what? Yeah, a lot of truth is said in jest, and I think they get that. That's what I think. You understand? Because we do talk about some things sometimes, and some real things, not scripted fights. And we got some of that today too. And they don't like us goofing on their Illuminati and their baby eating, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what it is. You said it. We're real. If we were fake and putting on stupid watch-alongs and doing and saying stupid shit, then it'd be fine.
Yeah.
We don't do that. So
Philly sports pride. I'd better be if WWE and ESPN wouldn't be taking all your money. Yeah. Hilarious. Philly sports pride, right? Not no more. They're not going to be. I'm retiring like Cena. That's what everybody's saying. I'm with you guys out here. And listen, we're old enough to remember when everything was free, sleaze. So, what do you think about this whole deal going on with ESPN?
we're going backwards. Remember when a lot of the streaming came out, right? So you're like, oh, I can get all the stuff I watch for like $10, especially WWE Network. Yeah, look at Trips with his money. But now we're going backwards because to watch WWE, you're literally paying a cable bill again. And my big concern was, okay, so I like football. I'm not so much into watching MLB, NBA, golf, all that stuff. So I'm going to pay $30 a month, right? To get one thing out of several things to watch. Just like I did when I had, Comcast cable, where it's like I watched 3 channels, but they give me 150 and they charge me $200 a month. So we're so going backwards.
But, don't cry about it. What are you, poor?
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
That's what everybody's streaming platforms, they say that about every single one. Oh, you don't have Disney Plus and Hulu and this and that and this and that and this and that. You're poor. Hey, fuck off. What an idiot. At least it's more about the principle for me. It really is. I'm just not, I could pay that. I could. I don't want to. And again, it's been free pretty much my entire life. Sure, it's on cable, Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, but it happened to just be there with everything else because we were already going to pay for it anyway. So now that we've gotten in the streaming, they set us up the $10 a month. I thought that was the greatest thing ever. That's what got me back into wrestling, really. And slowly but surely, because I wasn't there right away, but NXT had just come out around this time. They built the network. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, $10 a month and you get all the pay-per-views. I will pay for this for the rest of my life. And I kind of was. And then they moved it over to Peacock, which was cool at first. Because, all right, I don't get all the old content necessarily. They're starting to pull stuff back. But now it's only $4.99. But now it's already, up to 10 plus whatever with taxes and everything else. And then I'm just like, yep, pretty soon it's going to 15 and then 20. I see what they're doing, but man, this is a major jump to going to $30. And again, are we getting all these pay-per-views for free with having cable too? I don't know.
But here's the thing, and this is where I agree with especially Danny, is that how much money is enough money? Because if they took everything, okay, Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, NXT, even TNA, all the PLEs, if they put it all onto ESPN and you paid one price for $30, and you got all the Vault stuff, you got the Unreal stuff, you got all their programming, I'd be fine. But now what they're saying to you is you got to pay the amount for Netflix for Raw and some of the content. Not all the content, some of the content. You have to have cable to watch NXT, okay? Now, there's rumors that NXT and TNA might be going to Peacock. All right, so now you still have to have Peacock. And on top of that, you can't get, with all the other stuff I said, all the PLEs because now you have to have ESPN. This is not good for the consumer. You know, everybody is still going to pay all this money, but if you look at it, they're totally screwing the consumer. Instead of saying, okay, we're going to have one big, huge deal with one streaming service, like the WWE Network, and you pay the $30 and you get everything. No, you have to pay the $30. You have to pay the $15 for Peacock. You got to pay the $15 for Netflix. You have to still have cable to watch NXT. It's ridiculous what they're asking. And if you want to go to the live events, it's going to cost you $1,000. Crazy.
They're pricing me out.
Yeah.
It's kind of what football's doing. Also, they've stretched it so much. So we're talking, you got wrestling every night of the week. Monday's show, Tuesday's show, Wednesday's a show on Tubi, that Evolve show, which I would like to watch. But again, where's Tubi? What's Tubi? I have to pay for it? I don't know. I'm not doing it. And then Thursday, they take a day off. They come back Friday with SmackDown. They usually have some kind of PLE or NXT special or LFG on Sunday night. Now you got the Unreals on top of that, and it just goes on forever. So there's so much stuff. And just like the NFL, where now all of a sudden we're getting strangely like Wednesday games and Thursdays have been around for a while. That sucks too. Thursday games are what? Bret Hart?
It's the shits.
Total shits. Always have been the shits. No, I've never wanted to watch football on a Thursday. It's just bad football. You're giving these guys no time to recuperate and get their faculties together, set up a game plan, and go up against another professional team in a couple days. That's dumb. So, yeah, all the player safety stuff is total horseshit. They added another game. And I'm already kind of getting tired of I'm a football fan, but I get tired of football by like week 12, 13. If my team's not winning and doing something, I'm kind of not really that invested. So you add on another game, you got more playoff games, all this gambling. It's on every fucking day. And that's what wrestling's doing now. It's on every day, and they're splitting up. Oh, you can have this game on this service, and you can have that pay-per-view on that service. And they're just trying to extract as much money from us as possible. And as adults, sleaze, we can see this. Like, it's very clear that this is about extracting funds from people. And just based on that alone, I'm not doing it. Yeah, am I poor? Sure, call me poor. I don't really give a fuck. I'm not paying them because to be cool? You guys are idiots.
No, but like you said too, it's not the fact that you know you're poor or anything like that. It's the principle of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just laid it out. It's like I don't want a subscription to 15 things just to get one product. It's ridiculous. It's a money grab, and then on top of it, so you're watching SummerSlam, right? So there's like 10 to 15 minutes in between each match. Okay, that is all commercials. And then you go to the match and you see Slim Jim, you see all these fucking advertisements all over the place. It's just, it takes away from everything. You see what they're doing if you're smart.
Yep. Cover your children's ears. I'm about to get really mad now that we're like getting into this more. Because I'm quitting, like Disney doesn't do any good for anybody. Disney can suck a cock. That's what they can go do.
They destroyed my Star Wars. So
they destroy everything, sleaze. That's what I'm saying. So Star Wars is a license to print money. They have that license, and what do they keep doing with it? And sure, there are people out there that go, it's still good. It's still good. Listen, when you have an IP like a Star Wars, you have the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and you manage to get people to not like it.
Yeah.
You suck. And it's like you're doing it on purpose, because these are layups. These big ass companies with all this money and all this creative talent and whatever, supposedly, and this is the shit that they come up with. And what do you think's going to happen now? What do you think's going to happen, Triple H? Yeah, that money's going to look pretty good in your hand, and you got new watches and stuff. But guess what? Wrestling's going to die. And that's what I foresee. That's my prediction. It is not necessarily like die. It's so big right now. It would take many, many years. There's plenty of marks that will pay whatever for all this shit. And they're going to get milked till like they're in the poorhouse, really. We're going to get a whole generation of new homeless people, all because of TKO and WWE. That's what I predict. I mean, these shirts cost money, bro. Where's my logo? Got to show off the logo.
Gross. The way the entertainment business is going, and I'm hoping generations are going to get wiser to it and smarter to it. And I'm really hoping they're going to, like WWE and Disney and all that, they're going to start dying. You know what I mean? And you know, what's after that? When you sit there and monopolize things, and people are starting to realize, like, oh my God, I can't enjoy this because it's so commercialized. It's so this, so that. I'm pulling out. Like you just said, who's a diehard fan of this product, you're saying you're pulling out. And I'm saying to myself, like in the chat, I'm totally just unclear as to what this deal is right now. Is it they're going to do, maybe somebody explain it to me. Are they going to do an ESPN separate app that is $30 a month, and then you get the the PLEs? Or is it you're paying a certain amount for ESPN? Like I have it now as a part of a bundle with Disney. Are you going to pay extra? Like are we going back to pay-per-views where it's $30 for WrestleMania, $30 for SummerSlam, $30 for this? Because if that's the case, I'm fucking out. Like, yeah, I'm done. I'm
not sure, but you got to just assume that's what the future is going to be, the very near future, if they're even doing this deal. Because what they're going to do is they're going to slowly trickle it out. Even this ain't slow and trickly, but they're going to hit you with this, right? Because a lot of people, especially most of the kids that are watching, and the kids, I'm saying under 30, right? Most of these kids are streaming everything now. That they probably don't even have cable. They probably have the USA Network and all these other channels through another streaming service. So this to them is adding just another $30 on. And that's I don't see how this is going to work. I really don't. First of all, like I said, Disney completely sucks ass, and they're the worst. They can't get Star Wars right. They can't get Marvel Universe right. They got the WWE right, though, right? Just like ESPN. ESPN, I used to watch ESPN all the time growing up, all the way up until about the debate shows. And then I would watch the early days of those with Skip Bayless and Stephen A. And then it just turned into clown world like everything else. Now it's just full on nonsense and just ass kissing. And LeBron James is the best and he does no wrong. And look at Bronny James scored 2 points the other night when you got Nikola Jokic over here. He's a big fat white Serbian guy. We can't talk about him. He's too good and he's too fat and white. So whatever, you know, I just can't deal with this world anymore. It's just getting worse. And I'm not participating. I'm very good at just going, nope. No, like I'm just not going to do it. And I already know I'm not going to do it. Even with, say they go, all right, but you'll get free this and free that. I know that's to suck you into buying more shit. That's what the video games, all that, they all do the same thing. You think you're buying something. No, you're buying like half of it. And then you got to purchase the other half here and there for life, brother. That's how their model works now. You pay for life, brother. And
that's what WWE is asking. You know, it's like, okay, so you can get half the product here, a quarter of the product here, another quarter here. And for them to have the balls, honestly, to do the same stupid thing that Tony Khan is doing, where you could get the subscription to Max and get their stuff, but every pay-per-view is $60. It's a dumb model. I don't get it. I don't get it.
None of us get it. I don't think anybody's. I'm reading a lot of these comment threads. There are a few people here pushing back. Oh no, it's not that bad, and everybody's just poor. Blah blah. Blah. It's like no. It ain't that, bro.
I ain't poor.
People, especially these days, you got to be kind of frugal. You know, like you sure you like things, you got hobbies, you're into stuff, you may be like way into wrestling. Guess what? There's a ton of other wrestling going on. You could just easily look at that. You know, like instead of just giving, of course, too, WWE this year hasn't been that great. They've had their moments. There's been some good SmackDowns and Raws, better than the last 5 years of the Vince era by far. But as far as when it comes to just what they're doing now, and you want me to pay more for what? Cody Rhodes getting his title back, Sami Zayn getting over on Karrion Kross, and you just like leading us on and a bunch of other like storylines and things like John Cena being heel and now he's not. You know, Travis Scott, Jelly. Now we're getting Jelly Roll. And okay, I don't even mind Jelly Roll as far as that position as a celebrity being in that spot. But we just don't need this right now. I'm not paying for Jelly Roll. Look at him.
Yeah.
Mid-match, snot all out his face. Had to wipe it off and then touched Randy Orton and everybody. It was gross.
Right. $30 for that? I doubt it.
So, yeah, I get it. Jelly Roll sounds like a great guy. He wants to be brothers with everybody, dude, and all this stuff. He even said he wanted to lose that match on purpose because he's like, the celebrities just come in and they win, and it gives me a reason to come back and, you know, all this stuff. And that's all good and everything. I'm just saying, TKO, settle down, bro. WWE, Triple H, settle down. Remember months ago on one of these streams, I was talking about how corporations, I think they're just stupid. Like if your only vision is money and making money and that's all you can see, a lot of businesses get to a point where they're just looking at money and everything else that gives you the money, like they don't focus on. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like they're so focused on the profit margins that the actual thing that brings them in the money goes to shit. Like that's basically what Disney does because they're such a big company. They just want to make more and more and more faster, or else it's, you know, it's the shits.
It's the shits.
And I say no. I don't. That's the wrong way to look at business and everything. Because how much do you need at the end of the day? If you're creating art of any kind, how much money do you need? Right?
Well, art is dead.
And
you know what I mean? It's dead and gone. And that's exactly what WWE is doing right now, is that the investors and the board of directors, they sit there and say, okay, this number is that, we need to move this and that. There's more of that going on than the bullshit, honestly unreal fucking show that they're putting out saying, look how much we put into our product. That's just a fucking curtain for the Wizard of Oz. You know, that's behind it, sitting there counting their money and saying, how much more can I get?
Mm-hmm. Nick Khan had said this week, he's confident fans will follow. Oh, yeah? Again, not this one. Been watching all this shit for the past 10 years pretty straight, like with doing the show and everything. I'm watching highlights. I'm going to go watch highlights. I can do a whole lot of other things other than give you guys money. I just can't. So I can go give other things money.
That's the thing, too, in this day and age, especially with me and SmackDown. Like, A, I work, and B, I don't have USA Network. So to be honest with you, when I sit here and analyze SmackDown, it's through the highlights. So what I'm going to do now is say, okay, so WrestleMania is this Saturday and Sunday. I'm not paying $30. Are you paying $30? Here's another question. Are you paying $30 for each day? for the 2-day ones now. Think about that. But I'm not going to sit there and pay the $30 or the $60 or whatever they're going to fucking come up with. I'm going to watch the highlights.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if it makes much sense for them to go the picking and choosing route, because instantly this makes TNA and AEW competitors to them, because you got to pay for their stuff too, but it's not, it's like harder to get in a way. I'm not saying it's harder. It's just, what's the right word? WWE is just so much more accessible. It's like in your face. It's going to be on, like I said, the part of ESPN, which is Disney, and it's just going to be everywhere, plastered all over everything. But if I'm going to be paying for something, like I paid, the only pay-per-view outside of WWE that I've paid for in the past decade was Ric Flair's last match. And that was actually a good pay-per-view. Karrion Kross was in it, Andrade, Jay Lethal, a bunch of other stuff. It was really good. Well done. Jeff Jarrett and his wife, Karen Jarrett, just being a total crazy person, swearing at the crowd. It was like real old school wrestling. Ric Flair faking heart attacks. Like, that's what I'm saying. I'll pay for like that, because that's definitely not the type of stuff WWE will ever be doing. Right? So if it's $40, $50, all right, for that. But not for Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn. Get the fuck out of here. Are you serious?
Go fuck yourself.
Seriously, like what?
My thought process after this all came out, and I took in SummerSlam and all that stuff, I'm saying to myself, in the future, can I sit here after paying $30 and say I got my money's worth? Because every single pay-per-view this year has been subpar at best. You can sit there and point out, like, Evolution was great. I probably could sit after that and say, okay, I got my money's worth. All right. But are you going to gamble every PLE now and say, okay, so Hell in a Cell is coming up. So am I going to pay $30 to say, I had a decent time? I don't have fucking time and money for that. It's ridiculous. They're asking too much. And if Tony Khan was smart, and he's not, and it's aggravating, he would capitalize on this so hard right now. He would say, okay, so they want a money gouge. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to get a deal where all of our stuff is in one entity. Okay. And I'm going to counteract what they are doing. Everything that they're doing wrong, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to get a production team. I'm going to hire good people that can sit there and book. I'm going to get producers. I'm going to up the production. I'm going to negotiate, getting big cities to do All In and all that stuff. That would be the smartest move that he could do right now if he wants to boost up that product in general. It's counteract every fucking thing that they are doing.
Yep, everything they do for greed, all that corporate greed stuff, counteract that with going the art route in the real old school wrestling type route. Listen, you will steal a large portion of the WWE audience, mainly the older heads. Because again, with John Cena leaving, it's like we're getting into this new generation. And I believe that the WWE, that's why corporate wise, they're forecasting and looking forward and going, nobody cares. There's no privacy anymore anyway. Like, the privacy is going to be dead in 5 years with AI and everything else. Not if like it's already dead, but nobody's going to be doing works anymore, and it's just going to be everything's reality TV and subscriptions, and then we can get everybody to pay a lot per month forever. And AEW will be over here going every once in a while, hey, $50. I'm there, Tony. Just make it happen. Like, lean into what makes wrestling great. I think you do it a little bit, but you could do it a lot better. Just button it up, brother. Yeah. You know what I mean? You don't have to be corporate like WWE, but go attitude. They should be reaching attitude era by now. That's how I feel. With all the blood and all the guts and all the crazy shit going on, They should be capturing at least one character. And maybe that's another thing. They just need to harness in and go, these are our five. This is our Taker, Triple H, Rock, Stone Cold, Mankind, whatever. These are the guys. And then just fucking go all out with it.
And I believe too, like it's calmed down a lot. I think honestly, I'd like to believe that somebody, maybe not even Tony Khan or maybe Tony Khan, pulled these guys together and said, hey, stop taking jabs at WWE because it's making us look weak. And it is. You're sitting there talking shit and all this stuff. All it's doing is putting eyes on the competitor. The way that they need to start talking shit, okay, is for them to sit there and get the information of ticket prices, of the fact of everything we just said, where you're going to have $30 for ESPN and so on and so forth, and say, hey, we are real wrestling, and prove it. Okay, have good storylines and all that shit. Less of the stupid, shit in the back and the forehead fucking stabbing. Say this is where real wrestling is. Okay, so SummerSlam cost $400 a seat. Okay, so come to All In because guess what? We're only 200. We're only 100. Okay, you could say, hey, we have this, they have that. Compare and prove it. Say, hey, if they're going to charge $30 for a PLE, we're only going to charge 20.
Mm-hmm.
Counter advertise against them in the most productive way you can.
Yep. If they promoted that too, almost like the Kid Rock thing he did back in the day where he's like $20 a show. And then shows would be packed. It looks good for the cameras and his social medias and the promotion and everything else because a bunch of people are there. And they sell merch. They sell drinks at the venues, and the venue, everybody makes money, right? Everybody has a good time. And that's what Tony Khan, exactly. Oh, they got 400, we do 200, and not only that, we're going to promote it. And you know what? If they're going to lose money, you're losing money anyway.
He's a billionaire. They can.
At least now everybody will show up, and then you can slowly increase the prices to, help out with your profit margins. But that it's not about this, Tony.
But that's how AEW was in the beginning, because the product at WWE was getting so bad that AEW came out and said, hey, we're bringing it back to basics. And you could go to a show and it didn't cost you an arm and a leg. You had a good time. They started off with good intentions, good stories, good wrestling, really good wrestling. That counteracted the other product. And they need to go back to that. Instead of sitting there saying we're the best in the world, prove it. If WWE is charging $50 a t-shirt, charge 30.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like everything is better here, cheaper. It's for the common man. It's not for a corporate juggernaut that's trying to monopolize and push us out. Don't do the childish shit where Ricochet comes out and says, I'm better than Io Sky, and doing promotional videos at a fucking airport down the street from a WWE PLE. Get smarter. Become a businessman, Tony Khan. Instead of sitting there like a child saying, well, I got billions. I could do whatever I want. Like really, really put a time, effort, and all this stuff into your product. And you could chip away at this thing. You could.
Oh, right now, especially like the rest of this year leading up, like WWE will have to, I think, go one of two routes. Either stake the course and all this with whatever they're going to do with their PLEs and you can buy this one or that one, or they can just go, hey guys, no. It's all free, bro. Don't worry. It's all free. It's cool. Don't worry about it. Because if they don't do something like that, and it actually does cost more money even after the $30 that you're paying in, and it's just, AEW can make a killing right now. Yeah. This is the time. The end of the year going into Christmas, the New Year's, John Cena goes away. The whole old generation of wrestling fan or older are going to be getting into this new stuff now, or half the price, damn near, free compared to WWE as far as going to shows and merch and everything else. Just go to AEW.
Yeah.
They got they got 2 shows a week. That's all you need.
Right. That's it. It's less time investment because that's a lot of what people are complaining about. It's the cost and it's the time.
Mhm.
And, you break it down, it's every fucking day besides Sunday that you have wrestling. But out of WWE, and I include TNA with this, okay, it's 4 out of those days that you have to invest in WWE. And now they're saying, well, you got to switch fucking channels every goddamn day and pay every fucking day for all of our product. Where WWE, AEW, like you said, has 2 shows. They have 1 pay per view. Is it a month even? I don't even think they have the monthly shit that WWE is saying. They're saying we're going to build up. They need to build up stories that lead up to these, every 2-month, 3-month pay per views, and then say, like you said, it's free. You know what I mean? Come and enjoy because we have good shit. Crazy. It's crazy. Tony Khan needs to get his head out of his ass and out of his whatever the stuff goes up his nose and do this.
Nick Khan too. I mean, I really don't believe this. Like, I'm pretty good at trends and stuff. Ever since I was a kid, I understood entertainment on TV and just media as far as like these things go. I just don't see how this works unless I'm just not hip to how many WWE marks are out there. I'm one. I've been watching WWE forever, right? But it's just it gets to a point where you got to put your foot down and go, no more of this. Okay? Like my time and my money can be better spent somewhere else. But are the 20 somethings the hardcore fans, the 30 something hardcore fans, are they capable of doing that, you think? Or are they just going to go, whatever, just another streaming service, $30, sure, whatever.
I don't know. It's this day and age with the younger generations with the attention span. I think there's going to get to a point where they're going to be like, I could just watch something else. There's a billion things out there now to just invest in.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's going to get to a point where it's like, this might be it. If they don't change it or stop doing this, that they're just going to say, I'm out. And people our age, I'm pushing 50. You know what I mean? Like, I've invested most of my life to this product, and I'm really getting to the point where it's like, this is the straw that might break the camel's back, where it's like, okay, well, I've taken enough in where I'm good.
I'm telling you, it just feels like this was the time they noticed with all the things on the horizon with artificial intelligence again. People aren't giving that enough credence and really thinking about like the world's going to be so weird in 5 years. 2030 is going to be just nowhere near what this 2025 is. And I don't know if people are ready for that. Hopefully they're just going to hold it back and like stagnate it so like people aren't caught off guard, like with just how everything's going to be working. But just the way that the WWE is going about all this right now is just par for the course. And this is what everything's. I've been slowly losing all my stuff over the years. Ghostbusters, Star Wars, Marvel, the whole comic book industry is kind of like, it hasn't collapsed, but it's almost non-existent. And Japanese mangas where they read them backwards are more popular than Spider-Man and Batman. Like, what? But this is the time we're living in. They're fucking up everything. And I'm just like, here we go again. So, maybe a lot of the young people have already left sleaze because, the beast is back.
Oh, God. No, but just to finish that conversation off, I guess, you said it perfectly. It's too much. If they trickled in things over the course of, let's say, 5 years, okay, it might be easier. But it seems like every other week we're getting punched in the face from this company about stuff where they're like, okay, so it was Netflix, all right? So, and then it was, Okay, so these sponsors, and then we're going to start putting them on the mat. And then you have Unreal, and then here's another sponsor, and here's a fucking personality, and here's this. Oh, all of a sudden ESPN. Stop. It's fucking overload. It's too they just put out their earnings, okay? They're on track to make like $3 billion this year. You're doing okay. You know?
Not good enough, right? We need more, faster. And then we can impress all the bankers, right? Sleaze? We call them bankers around. We call globalists. That's what Alex Jones has been saying forever. Who else can we impress? Well, baby eaters. That's what we call them here.
This goes back. We had a discussion a couple of weeks ago too, where TKO was. I think they're like $3 billion in debt, and that's what this is. Is that TKO bought up WWE, UFC, because they were a holding company and they had a bunch of debt, and they said we have some IPs that we could sit there and try to get out of this debt as quickly as possible. That's why you keep getting punched in the face with all this shit. They're trying to go to zero as quickly as they can. They don't care about the product. The main goal is what advertisement can we get next? What TV deal can we get next? What PLE? What can we get out of Saudi Arabia? Because now the new thing is, oh my God, they might think about doing 2 WrestleManias. I don't know if you heard this horse shit. So they're going to do 1 WrestleMania here, and then they're going to get billions of dollars from Saudi to do a second WrestleMania that you're going to have to pay $30 to $60 for 2 WrestleManias. This is where it's bizarro world now. Now we're not even thinking about the wrestling. We're just like, what are we doing?
And they're saying that they want to get The Rock for the main event. That was the rumor I saw. Yep.
Yeah, because that's going to work. What are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
It's
And that's
not
like
real
2
life.
years from now. It's like he's going to be able to go in a year or 2. I don't know.
Yeah. He's stiff as it is now. He's come on. What are we doing?
It's just more money, more money, more money. Like the movie with the Wayans brothers.
Yep.
Remember that?
Like
Mo
David
Money?
Wayans said. Yep. Fuck.
Yep. I mean, again, when art gets to go to the bankers and the Illuminati and the globalists, then they strip the life out of it, and they have their way with it. They F it, and they F it in the mouth and in the A, and the ears and the everywhere.
That's what's happening. Every open orifice you have is getting effed by either a purple or a green dildo.
Mm-hmm.
By
They're doing that to the companies that you love. Remember the little family companies like WWF. Family company. No, they've been taken over. They've been given the business over here. Right? Where's my sounds? That's what it sounded like when TKO took over WWE and started having them put like, you're gonna take more Slim Jims. Yeah. We need to meet bottom lines and profit margins, and we need to diversify our bonds. Oh, diversified. Yes.
That's actually Nick Khan. Dropping fucking loads.
Dropping fucking loads.
That's when ESPN and Disney called him and like, we'll give you, what is it? $1.6 billion.
Dropping fucking loads.
I'm sure everybody's gonna follow us over here because they're on a high right now.
Delusional.
ESPN even made him a sandwich after and everything. They're like, oh, this is the best. Mickey Mouse brings it in. Here you go.
Yeah. You got Peacock as the cuck. It's like, oh, we're still getting money too.
Yeah, we're milking this John Cena bet, right, guys?
Yep.
Yeah. So disgusting, all these people. And they're doing it behind closed doors. All these companies. The Peacock logo, the Netflix logo, all the logos. just making noises behind closed doors.
You know, in the beginning when you open up Netflix and the end
Mhm.
comes on, and it's like, ba-dum. It should do that, but at the bottom say, drop it.
Yeah, just like this.
Oh,
Big boom.
dropping fucking loads.
You go, oh, that's what we're doing now? And it's just Nick.
Yep, just be honest.
Nick Khan's face, like, looking all Cody Rhodes style over here. Where are you, Cody? I never get rid of you. There you go.
Yeah, you have that with the end that comes up, ba-dum, drop it.
Oh, yeah, fuck. Oh, dropping fucking loads.
If only the podcast crowd could see that. You just picture Cody Rhodes about to be pile driven upright. Yep.
And then you don't even go right into your programming. It just goes right to a Slim Jim commercial, then a drumstick, and then Wheatley vodka,
Prime.
and then it goes to a match that gets cut off by another, Hogan's American beer.
We're going to do some WrestleMania contests in the next couple of years. We'll maybe throw some parties instead of like bobbing for apples or whatever in Halloween parties and stuff. We can have, how many Prime bottles can you fit in your ass? How many Slim Jims can you hold in your mouth? Can you take the long one all the way down? And if you win, then you might get night one WrestleMania tickets or something. But then you'll still have to pay like half of it, which will be like $10,000 maybe. Mm-hmm.
Get helicoptered by a drumstick. It's coming, guys.
I'm telling you. And then on the flip side, again, the Beast is back. And many of the kids, all the uninformed people and all this stuff, they were so upset. This was them online. They were screaming out in pain. Like, oh, Brock Lesnar, he did things. He did stuff. And it's like, actually, I believe it was the lady who's alleging all this stuff. She sent him a picture of herself. Was it urinating? Sleep.
Yeah, pissing.
And it was kind of like, you want some of this? And he was like, not really.
Yeah. The underlying story of this is that Vince McMahon said, hey, I got this fucking broad, pal. And then Brock entertaining him, right? Said, oh yeah, you got this fucking broad. And he goes, yeah, I could have her send you a video anytime. So Brock just entertaining again, knowing that his boss is mentally insane, right? Goes, yeah, why don't you, I don't know, have her send me like a piss video, right? Which I think is all like, what the fuck is up with this guy? So then Vince, in a serious manner, goes to, what's her name, Janelle or whatever, and says, hey, I know I crapped on your chest, but I got this guy, Brock Lesnar, that I'm trying to re-sign. Can you send him a piss video? So she did. And Brock was like, I can't believe that happened. And that was the end of it. He didn't do anything.
Mm-hmm. The end of it. I mean, I don't understand why everybody holds these ladies up on a pedestal like, oh my God, abuse and all this stuff. It's like, clearly she's involved. The same stuff with Diddy and the Cassie lady. She's involved with it. Why couldn't she say, I don't want to do this? The first day it occurred, when somebody's like, I'm going to shit on you, I'm going to piss on you, I'm going to call in the Punisher to run trains on you and stuff like that and be the orchestrator of it, the Punisher, right? This guy they called him. And you go, okay, sure.
Yeah.
That's on you. That's on you. How is everybody going, no, they're poor little babies. They just didn't know any better, sleaze.
Oh, fuck off. You're an adult. I'm sorry. And that's why a lot of the Diddy stuff is getting thrown out. It's because the judge is basically saying, like, okay, so I saw all the evidence with you and whoever the fuck her name is. And yeah, you guys are just freaky. Like, there's nothing illegal. You consented to it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's happening with Vince. And that's why this case is still dragging on. Is that they're saying, well, you participated. All right. You could have said nope. And then you could have came to a lawyer and said, hey, this fucking weird 80-year-old guy is telling me to piss in a video and he wants to shit on my chest. I think there's an issue with that. But she said, nope, bring on the crap. Let it drizzle down me, and I'm going to make a pee video for a fucking
There's
beast.
no story that I saw that rebuked the other story I've seen, that it's just basically she stopped getting paid. And so she's like, I want to continue to live this lifestyle, get millions of dollars.
Yep.
I'll just take them to court.
That's it. That's all.
And you know what? I don't think it's her. I think she had people around him. This happens all the time, Sleaze. It happened to Michael Jackson plenty of times. There are just people that don't even know who they are. They're just random strangers to us, but Michael Jackson knew him and we're good friends with him. The media was going to them saying, we'll give you 100,000 if you say this and that, and if you just give us a story on this and that. And they do that with all kinds of people. Imagine if you're Vince McMahon, you were a billionaire at one time. I don't know if he still was, but you know, he owns WWE and everything else. And then it just gets stripped away from him the way it did and then handed over to TKO or whatever. And sure, Vince might have been involved with the deals, but it's just funny how he just kind of vanished after TKO. Again, corporations. I'm talking not just regular corporations. Fucking huge corporations. We're talking Disney, okay? They get in the picture, and then all of a sudden, this stuff gets drummed up. Is anybody picking up on any of this? I know it's conspiracy theories, but how many times do we have to see like the same stories go over and over and over, and we're just gonna take the official story of everything and be outraged about, oh no, we didn't know people had sexual dealings like that and then paid people for it and stuff. Of course they do. Grow up.
And here's the deal too. So Janelle Grant there, people have to realize that in this day and age where you can sit there and make these accusations, it's not like she's like, he's a bad man and I want to see him pay. Like, I want him behind bars and I want justice. It's not that. She's in, like you said, for the paycheck. So somebody came to her and said, hey, you did all this stuff. Behind the closed doors, they're saying, we're not going to win this thing. But what we're going to get is we're going to get a huge settlement out of court. Okay, so that's your paycheck. Then we're going to get you a PR person because you're going to go on this talk show, that talk show, this talk show. Oh, and by the way, we're going to go talk to this publishing company because you're going to get a book deal. Okay, so then when you get the book deal, then we're going to shop you to Netflix, Prime, all these streaming services for documentaries. So this is consistent income for you. This isn't about justice. This isn't about I was wronged and he's a dirty man and I want to see him pay. No, you do. Well, you do want to see him pay, but it's out of your pocket, out of his pocket, and it's going to lead to more payments. That's what this is all about.
Mm-hmm. It happened to Shannon Sharp. We talked about this story a few times. It's, you know, it's enough money to retire with. And for what? Because you dated a dude and you did freaky stuff with him. Okay.
Right. Never once has anybody from the Grant camp, that to my knowledge, I'm not saying this is true, but to my knowledge from this case, they never said, I want this guy to answer for his shit. You know why? Because he's a married man. He has kids. He has grandkids and all this stuff. This isn't what he should be doing. It's all about like literally saying, I just want a paycheck for this. It's not the justice. It's not this guy's a predator. I want him off the streets and all this stuff. And even the Diddy stuff. It's not that. Somebody's getting paid after this. And nothing for nothing, he's going to get small cases that maybe puts him in jail for 5 years and he's coming out. That's the reality. Vince McMahon isn't going to spend 1 fucking hour in jail. He's going to pay out millions of dollars and he's going to die rich. You know, it's sick. It's a sick thing. And I can't believe our justice system doesn't see through this and say, yeah, you're in this for the money.
But yeah, and the larger picture too, again, is a corporation gets to come in and take Vince's baby. The family-owned business.
Yep. It's all money.
Mm-hmm.
All money.
Yeah, this world is pretty nuts. Like there's all kinds of pitfalls, and doesn't, even if you're Vince McMahon, I know it's crazy everything he was doing. He probably shouldn't have been doing all that stuff, but of course, but it's like, because you're so well known, because you have all this money and all this status, you're, anything you do will be taken to the courts. It's sad how this sucks how this world works. You just get taken to court over having a girlfriend because you're a rich guy. That's how I see it. I don't think anybody was really abused. If anybody's abusing anybody, I think she's abusing the system. You understand?
Yeah.
So,
and it's sad too, because I'm going to get real moral with you. So in this day and age where if somebody looks at you wrong and you're a female and you can literally bring him to court and you don't even have to win and you get a payout out of court, it's like, and then you have OnlyFans, which is the bane of existence right now. It's telling women, like, you don't really have to go to college anymore. You don't really have to think about anything. All you got to do is go on this site and make millions of dollars. This is scary for young girls and young women growing up nowadays, where it's like we should be going in the direction of, more women's rights and pay and all this stuff. And we're regressing so back to saying to young girls, like, you don't have to have a brain. You know what I mean? You can just be in a conversation with a dude, and if he says the wrong thing, you can get a couple $1,000, or you can go on OnlyFans and like show your ass and get subscribers and just make your living that way and buy a house. You don't have to do shit.
did you hear the story about this little Tay?
What's
I only know because she looked familiar. I think she was a little kid that had like a brick of money and was doing like a rap video and got famous off of it or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But I think she's growing out. She's 18 now. Started in OnlyFans, and it has got over $1 million in 3 hours. Yeah.
Right. So that's what we're teaching young girls.
Let's just say hundreds of shows, right? 214 and counting or something subscribers. 3 hours, over $1 million. That's the power of pussy is so insane to me. Pussy beats beating cancer. Pussy beats, like, name a deity. Like it like trumps everything.
And this is all because of corporate America. Because corporate America is still selling sex.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You could watch a PLE and they'll say, "Oh my God, the women's evolution and this and that and blah blah blah." Behind closed doors, they're like, "How much sex can we sell from these ladies?" It's still that, and it's worse than it used to be. Don't think that like our generation back in the 90s, early 2000s were exploiting women as bad as corporations are exploiting them now.
At least they were honest about it. The Vince McMahons and all these people that are doing all this stuff behind closed doors, even worse stuff. Of course, they're going to do that stuff out in front of everybody. I mean, I never cared for all the bikini. It was just silly to me. I guess if I was the Attitude Era hit me about 14, 15. So like my really good whacking off days were like well before that. I mean, if I saw Stacy Keibler at 11 or 12, I probably would have went out of my mind. But I
still have.
But I was always just like, we don't really need this. It's kind of stupid. That was like the matches. You go take the piss break, you go make food, whatever, because everybody had pay-per-view parties. Not no more with that either, right? Because that's the other thing. A pay-per-view would be $60 back then, but you could. A different friend or somebody would have a pay-per-view every month. They'd bring their friends over. People would pitch in or whatever sometimes. There's a whole thing. But
yeah, you'd have like 5 guys that would split food, give money towards a pay-per-view. It was like a thing.
Yep. And what says OnlyFans is enslaving the younger generation. It already has. Yep.
It's the bane of existence. It is one of the signs of the apocalypse.
This is the bane of everybody's existence. People really should not
Yeah.
even be using these things for more than like an hour a day. And I know I'm guilty of it as well, but I'm also trying to like promote things and stuff like that. There are people out here, they're not promoting anything, but they're on it all the time, which is fine. Do whatever you want to do. But I'm saying using these things as much as everybody does, again, including myself, is not good. It's not good. So,
No, that's where all this stuff we're talking about
mhm.
starts, on those phones.
Yep.
You can get the OnlyFans app, you can get ESPN, you can get fucking, Peacock and Cock and
Everything is just too readily available. And now it almost like the greatest movie in the world could come out this weekend and people will forget about it in 3 days.
yeah.
Like, that's how sad everything is now, because there's so much mediocre shit out here. It's just like a soup of just bullshit.
Oh, it's so rapid fire. It's just so okay. They don't give you a chance to like take anything in.
Mhm.
You know.
How about this news? I'm sure you heard Howard Stern got canceled this week, huh?
Yeah, that's not a corporate.
I mean, yeah, serious and all this. He was getting a $500 million contract when he first signed up with them, which just
Yeah.
20 years ago. Insane amount of money. And of course, once Artie left the show, like late 2009, it just went, well. But 2013, it took him about 4 years for it to fully hit the shitter. And that was the same time he got this lady, and her name was Marcy Turk, to like just take over the show and really push the brand in a different way. No more porn stars, no more whack packers. We're going A-list celebrities, basically it was exactly what a comedian, Fitzgerald or whatever his name, Fitzgibbons, or Fitz something. He was on there in Howard Stern roast, and he had a joke that said, if you better hope Artie doesn't die of an overdose, because if you do, then this show's going to turn into the male View. And that's basically what it turned into, the male version of The View. And I stopped listening altogether in 2013. But like, he's a big part of the reason why I even do this in the first place. Because I'm like, he's so fucking good at this. And he's killing it he got a team together, and it was just the best show ever, especially in the period I listened to, like, which was the whole 2000s, were just the greatest show ever. So I remember thinking back then, oh man, I'm going to be so sad when the show like gets canceled or they retire. I thought they were just going to retire. I never even considered they would ever be canceled. But
yeah, me neither.
But I mean, to go from 2013, now we're talking, he went another 12 years of just nonsense, horse shit, worst radio ever. And it's really disappointing. He went out sad AF, kids.
It's another prime example of a corporate entity coming in and saying, hey, this is our idea of making money, and it just didn't work. You changed the entire format. And Howard had a lot to do with it. Howard started changing and hanging out with Jimmy Kimmel and A-listers and all this shit, and then said to himself, like, I know I've made, money for 30 years on this stuff, but I need to become a, serious talk show host. And it went to shit.
People
bad, like so bad that people started leaving, like bad.
People want authenticity, especially these days. And he's the complete opposite of that. I mean, if it were back in the day, maybe people would have bought it, but I guess he wasn't that guy that whole time. He was just a nerd that wanted to get in with the cool kids and the A-list celebrities and stuff like that. And then once he did, when he started getting on America's Got Talent and stuff as a judge, he just went to hell. I used to call Ellen DeGeneres a cunt on his show.
Yeah.
And then he goes on his show and kisses her and dances.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know what year it was, but when he went on America's Got Talent, I said, I'm done with him. Like, that's not Howard Stern. And that proved to me he was a fraud. I hate to say it. He was one of my fucking favorite people. And yes, this is one of the reasons why we got into it. he was very realistic. He was no bullshit. He would have fun stuff on. The whole format was great, but it was all a fraud. And it's sad looking back at it.
I used to play video games back in the Xbox 360 days. You know, everybody was racist. So I would have a few racist friends on there. Like, I don't even care. Like, it's just like, if you're racist, it's just, to me, it's not even a big deal. And it's not even like hatred in the heart thing. I don't need to get into it. I think we all understand. But I remember one day I'm like talking about Stern or whatever, because I always had him on in the back. And he's like, why do you listen to that Jew? And I'm thinking to myself, why not? Like, because he's hilarious. What are you talking about? Like, I don't hate anybody for being born. You know, like, it just happened to be a certain type of person. Not even, you're a person. So I used to always laugh to myself and be like, bro, like, you're nuts. And by the way, it's like these type of people, right? They can't stand Jews, right? But then they worship Jews. Make that make sense. How does that make any fucking sense, everybody? I think this is why they kicked us off TikTok, because I think we just make too much sense. Like, isn't that logical?
That's what it is.
So you're going to be like a Christian hillbilly and you hate what Jesus was?
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
And
Right.
Jesus is,
Makes sense.
and you think Jesus is God. All right. Got it. They put a lot of thought into that, sleaze.
People are so confused nowadays. They hate for no reason. Like, they just jump on hate wagons.
Yep.
They probably never met a Jewish person in their life. They don't know anything about them. They're just like, well, everybody hates
know
the
what
Jews.
one was until yesterday.
Yeah, me too.
I thought Howard Stern was Italian, like he used to say. Remember when he was half Italian, right?
It is sad, like you said, because I saw the news and I'm like, I had to think to myself, holy shit, he was still on the air, first off. And then I'm like, wow, I never thought it'd be a cancellation. You know, I thought it'd be like, okay, we're having our last run. And yeah, it was surprising.
Yeah, maybe Stern will get into OnlyFans or something now, right? He's hot. He's
Just
so
hoping.
hot.
Yeah.
80-year-old Big Bird, right? Yeah.
Honestly, I'm surprised he went this long. Like, I was the same way around 2013-ish. I was really out of it. Like, I can't tell you anything that's happened after that on his show.
When Eric,
and I'm just surprised.
When Eric the actor died, that was it. That was it. He was the only thing left keeping it going. Oh, you know what? I didn't even put this in, but let's watch a video here for a moment. Oh no,
Right.
We don't want to do that. We don't want to do this. Hold on, it might kick me out for a second.
All right,
we're doing it live, folks. We got more crazy. I got more crazy stuff for you to see. Is it gonna let me do it or not? What the frig?
What the fuck?
All right, this is the live. I'm on the other screen now, and let me try this.
Oh, you're bigger.
No, it's gonna get rid of me. What the fuck? Here, let's try this.
Oh, geez, now I'm big.
All right, it's not gonna give me more than 2 screens here, so I'm gonna have to do it like this. Hold on 1 second, folks. I don't want to.
Oh boy,
I don't want to replace myself. Hold on. We're gonna do it from the top. Here we go.
There we go.
Screen. Oh no, I want to go to screen.
Oh Jesus.
Here we go. We're sharing it. Boom. I'll just bypass this. I'm gonna delete that now. I want to ever touch that again. All right, listen to this guy. Now, Ray J, the only reason I know him, I think he's Brandy's brother. He had a reality show in the 2000s, around the Flavor of Love time. I saw a few episodes of it. All I remember is a chick with a panther on her face.
Like
Mike Tyson. And she lasted to the end. He was all into her. But listen to this guy. This is on Cam Newton's show, who's also a New England Patriot, by the way. He dresses ridiculous. There's something going on there too, but anyway, we're talking about Ray J. Check this out.
Kai got mad because I told Kai I want to take a shower with you and stream with you and ISO speed in the shower. What? Yeah, bro. I'm like, bro. I'm like, I want to take a shower with y'all niggas too. They like, yo.
Hold on. What's your sexuality?
Just ask me about Amber.
I'm asking
I have shout out to the gay agency. I shouted out to the gay agency. Actually, the gay agency's here. Dumpin' D, The Rod. They're the CEO.
Do you play both ways?
Come on, bro. I ain't never played both ways.
Okay. I think that's important to mention, because
really.
when you say you want to shower with another man.
Think about it like this. People's sexuality. Why? What does that matter?
It does not. That's
then why? But why ask the question?
Because it's just like the question that I asked in regards to you saying that you're not a brother.
No, not you.
Okay.
I'm talking about in general. Like, why ask the question of what actual hole are people enjoying? That's what we're asking. Because somebody could be an ear fucker. What is they're not gay and they're not straight. They like fucking ear holes. Who are they?
We call them the sleaze. Those are the ones.
Yeah, what's wrong with that? Why are you questioning that?
So I don't know. I felt compelled to play that clip. There's more crazy clips, but that one was the crazier one that I saw. I mean, there was another one where he's like, we gotta keep the Diddy parties alive. I'm the new Diddy party master and all this stuff, and we're gonna keep it going for life, brother.
What?
Yeah.
First off, I'm so confused as to where he was going.
I didn't really understand it either. It was a pretty simple question. He's just like, are you gay? Like, is that what you're into? Because he's like, I want to be in the shower with you guys too. I show speed, of course, right? And all these other people, we know of them. This is why it's like in our realm, like now that I know these names, I'm picking up on things. And why are they showering together?
Yeah, why? What even prompted that whole idea?
And then he goes off about wanting to do Diddy parties, and he's the new Diddy party master. And all right, and you hear his voice, right? Like do you really have to ask, bro? And I mean, you're looking a little sus too, but I think that's to just get more tang. You're like a more tang guy, so he thinks he's all like Cam Newton's always peacocking. I think he's got like something like 80 kids by 100 different women or something like that. Maybe 100 kids by 80 different women. One of those things.
I'm not insinuating anything, but there's a problem if a guy that looks like Cam Newton is asking you. Are you
yeah. Why is he asking him? Right.
Right.
And I see.
Right. Like he thought it was weird what he was saying, and Cam Newton's fucking weird. I'm not insinuating. I'm just taking the total package of what I saw. Mm-hmm. For a guy like Cam Newton to sit there and say like, wait a minute.
Listen,
it's a little.
Me and the sleaze both have gay friends, right? We can talk about this. We have gay friends all over the place. So it's not like we're completely grossed out by it, right?
Not at all. I'm just
kind of grossed out by it, right? We can still say that, right? I mean, it's just being honest. It's gross, but
right. I got a gay friend. I'm not going to go take a shower with him because someone's going to say, "Well, are you gay?" You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm looking at.
My friends are gay or sleaze.
Well, maybe we can have a gay fight. You know what I mean?
I have the gayest friends. Don't ever say I don't. All right. Thank you.
Mine are gay, but I guess not uber gay. Mm-hmm. Yours are uber.
I just think it's funny when like obvious gay people are just like, no, I'm not, bro. I'm like this. I'm like that. Listen, if you're going to try and nobody does care. Again, we don't care. Okay. It's just live as your authentic self once again. Don't be no Howard Stern. Don't be possibly something behind the scenes where we're all like, I don't know. Remember Ralph sleaze? Remember Ralphie
Yeah,
Cakes?
yeah.
Howard Stern's best friend that he just happened to take care of forever because why?
Yeah, yeah. And we have a mutual friend. You're going to know who I'm talking about. I'm not going to mention his name. First time I ever met this individual, I was with another friend of ours, and I said, "That guy's gay, right?" And he was like, "No, no, he's married. He has a kid on the way." I'm like, "No, he's gay." You know what I mean? And so I start to get to know this individual, and the whole time I'm like, "He's gay. He's actually at the time was a very angry person." I'm like, I would point out he's angry because he's in the closet gay. I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm just pointing out a fact. And then finally he comes out and he tells me like, "Hey, I'm just want to let you know I'm gay." And I'm like,
Yeah, no
"Yeah,
shit.
you're
Mhm.
gay." And he got way happier after that, and he's with his partner, and everything's
Mhm.
glorious. But my thing with the whole Cam Newton thing is like I'm trying to figure out what prompted the whole like let's as a bunch of guys go take a shower together, and then what followed from Ray J's mouth after. That's I don't if he's gay, he's gay. If you're gay and you want to take a shower with guys, that's your shit.
Yeah, it'd be harder to
You
goof
know?
on, because it's just like, well, I mean, of
Right,
course, like, what's the goof? But this is a goof,
right,
you know, where he's like, well, I don't know, like, what do you consider? What does it even matter? And so it's like, I see what you're doing. Like, nobody's
yeah.
buying
And then
that.
he throws in the Diddy
Yeah.
shit. Right. It's that's where you're like that's why with his whole like, I'm surprised you're asking me this. You don't think that's fucking
Yeah.
weird, guy? It's not. It has nothing to do with being gay. It's out of the blue that you had these guys that were taking a shower together, and you're like, "Well, I want to join," and they're like, "Well, no," and you're like, "Well, why not?" So Cam's like, "Well, are you gay?" And he's like, "Well, what is gay? Like, why would you even ask that?" It's fucking
Yeah, can
weird,
you define what gay is? It's like, all right, if we have to do that, we get it. Got it. But
right?
maybe they had the shower because they were doing all them Diddy naked basketball games. Did you
Jesus,
hear that was a thing?
it's not. It's not the fact that you're gay. Do your gay stuff, whatever. I do my heterosexual shit. You know what I mean? But it's like when you are saying these weird
Mhm.
predicaments. What? What are you
Yep.
doing?
Totally heterosexual over here, only pooping and peeing on chicks, right? And then
Absolutely,
sending
yes.
the clips to Brock Lesnar. That's all we do around here. I don't know what you weirdos
Yeah,
do. You-
but that's like okay. So you're interviewing me, right? And I said, "Oh, so I'm at a house, and like this girl said, 'Hey, shit on my chest,' right?" And then I'm like, "Well, so there's a bunch of dudes around. And they were like, 'Yeah, shit on her chest.'" You would say, "Well, why are you shitting on people's chests?" And then me saying, like, "Well, why is it wrong that I want to defecate on some young lady's chest?" Like, it's just a weird
Mhm.
scenario,
Yeah, what happens? I defecate in a toilet.
right?
So I'm doing it over here. I
Right,
was in the middle of a party. What do you expect me to do?
right. For you to sit there and say, "Well, why are you asking why this is weird?" Because I shit in a toilet normally. I've shit in the woods before that because I had to, but normally in a toilet. But when somebody says like, "Well, I shit on someone's face," like, well, I got a ton of
That's why you
questions.
just gotta love the audacity of like the
Look
industry
at his
people like
face.
this. Like, look at his face. He's just like the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, how dare you? How dare you ask me that?
Uh, let's watch another video while we have this up. Let me see if I can find it first of all. Oh, that was another story we can talk about if we run out of things. But Nicki Minaj and Des Bryant got into it this week. The old receiver for the Cowboys. Um,
Oh, good.
yeah, Jelly Roll. Where are you, Zilla? We're looking for Zilla. There's Can
Uh-huh.
Mom. There she is. I didn't. You know what? I never even watched.
Twins are handsome.
Ah.
All right. I've never even seen this video. So I know she talks about getting the Usos and talks about getting the Usos and helping the Usos
Ooh.
get their development deal in 9 to 10 months of living with them. And Rikishi was jealous of Umaga. What? This is old news. I mean,
Yeah.
these days, but let's see anyway. We never talked about it.
I'm the one who said, go get the twins. Twins are handsome. I think we can pull this off. And then he said, okay, let's go get them. And that's what he did. Where was his dad at? He never did. And he got jealous. How many months were the twins here? 9 months they stay with me. 9 months. 9-10 months they got their development deal. Why? I was cooking every day, every morning, make shake, take to the gym. We all went to the gym, come back home, shower, then my late husband would take them to Booker. Come on now. Same thing. Same pound, grind. What happened? They got development deal, 9-10 months. 9-10 months. And this is when his brother was jealous of him. Sorry, I'm putting all this in. This is the same.
Well, there you go. She's spilling the tea, like the children say. So there's some of that. I mean, I really don't know what to say to that. It's like, all right. So that's what she says, right? Rikishi has a podcast. I'm sure he must have responded. Maybe he didn't. I don't know.
But do you think for 1 second developmental said, whose kids are you? Oh, Rikishi's. Yeah. I'm not taking anything away from what she said. Maybe she did help out and stuff, but come on, they're Rikishi's kids. They're Umaga's nephews. Like I think that had a lot to do with getting their foot in the door. And then they saw like, oh my God, these guys can fucking wrestle. But Jesus, calm down. 9 fucking months. 9 fucking months.
And what do you think of I've seen people talking about how they believe Samoans are replacing blacks for the main roster. And at first I'm like, that seems silly. And then I'm like, it is weird that NXT is a lot of black talent on NXT, especially in the main event Raw. Like all 4 of them, they got in the angle with Moose from TNA as well. And then like you got Carmelo Hayes. Okay, he moved up. You got Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair has just been like, maybe she just got injured again or something. But she was a top wrestler for a while. She's had the championship. Naomi's in that position right now. And yeah, but then Carmelo, and as far as the men, it just seems like a whole bunch of Samoan dudes. And then like it is a little weird that there's more Samoans on the main roster than there are black people. That's just weird, right? Because I mean, just based on demographics in America, you would say, right? Or is
Yeah, you don't see a lot of Samoans walking around our area. So
yeah, maybe I'm sure in the West Coast and stuff or whatever, but
yeah.
you know, and I get that they have a whole family and they're building onto that, and it's probably just. But I mean, they do carry like the people have been saying. It's like they carry the swagger of black people, and it's almost like they're like, "We'll give you this instead."
Here's a consolation.
We'll give you some indigenous people. How about that? So I don't know. Something to think about, though. Like I said, at first I'm like, nah, and then I'm like, you know what? Like, why? Seriously, why not? Like, there are certain guys that have just been out there forever, or even like the New Day, how they got the championship belts. Nothing. They had nothing to do, and then they dropped the championship belts.
Yeah, I don't get any of that. What's funny about this, I did see that, and she has, I think, another video or two. And I take away things from stuff that I guess normal people wouldn't. What I took away from a lot of this is that Rikishi is a real asshole in real life. Like, it seems like, his comments about, well, Jey Uso should be both heavyweight champions and everything should revolve around him on the program. And all these things that are coming out about him, he seems like a real dick in real life. So, and she was very adamant about saying how much of a piece of whatever he is to her.
And you
Uh,
can kind of believe this stuff, especially the older school wrestlers were a lot more hardcore as far as being. I mean, think about it. You got a job where you're going out there half naked, beating people up and getting over and all that stuff. It's a whole big like popularity contest. And, you know, yeah, they're probably going to be all jealous of each other and even their own family members, especially if they're getting over and they're getting TV time and you're not, or you used to, and now they do, and all this stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. As long as
you're silly to
good.
you're silly to think that at one point Jimmy Uso didn't sit to himself and say, "You know what? I should have Jay's shit." You know what I mean? It's just it's fucking
Mhm.
natural. You're gonna have animosity a little bit towards whatever, even family
And
members.
I know Jay was the one that they were pushing more, but really, if Jimmy came up with Yeet first, like other bad guy wrestlers
Yeah.
have said to him, that's his spot.
Yeah. Because they are literally clones. When you see Jimmy come out, he does the same mannerisms, talks the same way, does the same moves. They're identical. You know what I mean? It just so happens that
It's funny, they
Yes.
won't even let him
Hey.
keep no Yeet. He should be the no Yeet
Yeah.
guy. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. Like, they're really I don't know, maybe it's because of the prior stuff that he's been involved with as far as all the Jeff Hardy business, we'll call it. You know what I'm saying? Get liking and resubscribing and all that stuff, whatever it's called. Retweeting and hit the buttons. You know, let's
damn it.
this
Do
makes
it.
me so angry. How much longer do you have to speak with us, Sleaze?
About a half an hour.
All right. Let's just do that. And I might take a break in a half hour. But I was going to take a break soon because, you know, I'm drinking a lot.
Go ahead, take a break. I'll entertain.
All right, let's take a 5-minute break.
Other-
Because I might as well get it over with now.
Yeah.
And then we will come back. We got to talk about Rollins and that whole situation, him faking that injury. We were on to something. We all were. We all figured it out really early. And then Cody Rhodes is champ again. Cena, of course, being a good guy, stuck to it. And I think I have more notes on Jelly Roll. And yeah, and much, much more, everybody. While we're taking our break, you, everybody out there, you get sharing the show, you hit the like button, and you fucking subscribe, or else
fucking
do it. I don't know why. There are people, please, that have been following for like months on Twitter and stuff, and they're finally just now subscribing. We need to pound this into their brains. I'm talking to you, coach. Don't get in the pool. Do your job. I didn't say get back in the pool. He goes, okay, back in the pool then. No. You need to share this. Tell everybody about this first.
Listen, I got out of the pool to come and do the show, and I'm not getting back in the pool until it's fucking over, coach. All right? Suck it.
It's the worst kind of crotch chop as the X one. So stupid. You want to do it like this.
Yeah. Don't cross.
Get out of the pool. All right. We'll be back in a few moments. You know, it might take a little longer than 5 minutes, but just hold on. Don't forget to hit that QR code, everybody. Take a picture, do whatever you need to do. Triple H will show you the way. That's the link tree. The store, the eBay store will be there with things on it eventually. But go subscribe to all of it. The YouTube channel, plenty of edits we put up this week. All kinds of stuff. Do you like those videos? Should I just quit?
No, I liked them.
All right.
I liked them a lot.
Some are better than others, of course. My favorite.
I love the Christian Cage and the Becky Lynch one.
Those ones are your favorite?
Yeah, the breathing.
Yeah. Cody Rhodes got the most votes when I asked, at least on the first 3. And for some reason, I like that Yeet one. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all good.
So go check out all these videos. They're like a minute and a half. Here's something to upset us, sleaze. So I'm talking to my nephew again. I'm putting these video edits out. You know, they're not even getting copywritten, most of them. Some of them are. They won't let me show them in Russia. Big deal. So I just keep posting them anyway. And we're not monetized anyway, so it's not like, you know, I'm doing this for money. And he goes, "Oh, that's cool. Oh, you got like 300 views on that punk one or whatever. Oh, yeah, that's cool." And he goes, "Look, I have 200,000 views on a meme he posted." So he goes, all I do, he's like explaining it to me like I don't understand what's going on. So all I do is I take a snapshot of a meme and I crop it out and I put it on YouTube and it's 5-second video and it's got over 200,000 views. And he's like, "I think I'm going to start like 7 more channels like this and I'll make like $10,000 in a month." And I'm thinking to myself, what am I doing?
What the fuck?
What are we doing? I mean, but then again, do I want to sit there and just take memes and make 5-second? And you know what? It wouldn't work for me because whatever account I'm using, they don't like it. Nothing ever gets ahead. He's a child, so I think his reach is probably larger just because like that. I don't understand. I'm trying to figure out how all this works. But listen, if you're out here spending hours of your time editing video and doing things and, you know, podcasts and live streams, and then a kid comes along and just goes, "Oh yeah, I got 5 channels like that make like hundreds of thousands of views." It's like silly. And then
it's weird because you said he just copied somebody else's stuff.
It's just a picture. You literally screenshot it on your phone. He probably doesn't even use a computer or anything. Just goes from his phone and goes up, post it to YouTube as a video. Done. And I go, so I'm like, "Are you like pressing the button for kids?" I'm like, what are you doing? He goes, "Oh, I don't even do any of that stuff. I don't do none of that." He goes, "I don't touch anything." And I'm like, all I hear people say is touch this and touch that and do this and do that, or else, you know, you're doomed. And sometimes something happens, sometimes nothing happens, whether you change things or not. But for him to just be like, "Yep, clip the meme, stuck it on my channel, hundreds of thousands of views, done. I might do this some more."
We're just overthinking it. We're being too artistic. We're being too smart, and we're overthinking it. That's what I'm getting out of this conversation, is that we need to dumb it down. We need to copy other people's stuff and just throw it out there and don't touch anything.
Yep.
We'll be good.
It should piss everybody off, to be honest. It's like, what are we supposed to do? Again, like, I'm just supposed to sit here and not do any of this? Not do cool shit?
Yeah.
I don't know. I gotta turn on a fan though. Yell at these people for a minute. Hold on one second.
Hi, people. I am yelling. I don't like to yell. It hurts stuff.
So hot right now. That's why I'm in my underwear.
Oh. That's why I have no pants. That Ray J stuff got me hot.
Yeah, I know. You were very passionate about that. I should show you the other video if I could only find it.
Bunch of dudes here, so I could take a shower.
Hold on, let me find the video. I just want to see you. You got to see the Diddy Party one because it's just as ridiculous.
Oh God, it's gonna hurt my head.
What is this? Cam ton.
There you go. Just getting it done. Mm-hmm. There we go. It's coming up, guys. Coach says hi. Hi, Coach. Are you in the pool or not in the pool?
Oh well, let me punch in Diddy parties.
All sorts of shit's gonna pop up.
I know. Oh man, it just got worse. Yeah, okay. It's the same video keeps popping up over and over. I just want to hear you talking about Diddy parties, man.
Yeah,
he's trying to explain the shower. The people are stuck on the shower bit. I should have known. Anyway, on to something else. So, and Rollins, the Seth Rollins, you know, listen, WWE, if you're gonna do like a work and do this elaborate work, nobody can know. This has to be.
Yeah.
And the thing is, even once it's floated in the writer room, that's how I think it got leaked this time. Like somebody in the writer's room were like, yeah, they were talking about somebody possibly hurting their knee and doing the whole crutches thing leading up. And all it took was one guy just being in one meeting. So you get that shit together, man. Like, what the fuck? Like, we shouldn't be knowing any of this. So they're definitely messing up, I think, creatively, obviously, in a lot of ways. But this is, to me, one of the worst ways to do it. Because I'm all for big, massive works like this. And I don't think it was totally a work. I think Rollins was a little banged up. And they wanted to give him time before SummerSlam. He already has knee issues. Very believable either way. So I'm saying it's the truth always lies in the middle with things like this. So I loved it overall. When he came out, I was even like, oh, he's coming out with the crutches and everything. I wasn't expecting him to kick it all off and cash in at the moment. I thought it was going to be like, I'll see you. Don't forget about me. I'm still going to be around now, even if I'm on crutches. And and then he did the deal, and it was sick, bro. Did you see it?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I actually did pop a little when he dropped the crutches and did all that stuff. It was pretty genius. But we had in the back of our head that it was going to happen. So I think it would have been a lot better if they, during the whole part where he got hurt with LA Knight, you could tell it was so hokey. It was so badly done. It ruined a match between the two of them. So, I had a feeling like this is sort of a storyline from the get-go. I think if they would have executed that better, it would have been better when he cashed in, but it didn't really truly take a ton away, if that makes sense. So I think overall it was good. I don't like the fact that Gunther has become somebody that gets the belt to boost up somebody else to lose the belt. It's discrediting, it's knocking him down a couple of notches. That's the only negative thing with me.
Yes, definitely. And he has another good reason for that too. More injuries. Everybody seems to be getting nicked here and there a lot lately. And he has a whole orbital nose deal that he was dealing with before even the match. So I thought it was a great match. Like that, just the actual match itself was one of the best I've seen. I haven't seen like a ton of CM Punk matches or anything. Again, he was at his height when I wasn't even watching wrestling that much. But this was one of the best matches I've seen him since he's come back into wrestling altogether.
I agree. And it's more impressive with like CM Punk because he's at the age where he should be like declining, and there's not a huge decline. Like he is really putting everything out there. I don't understand the thought process of I'm going back to the Gunther stuff. If you knew that Gunther was hurt, just keep the belt on Jay and do a program with Jay and Punk. You know what I mean? I don't think you would have gotten the match that we would have gotten, but logically it would have made sense if this whole cash in would have
Mhm.
happened. I just don't think that having Gunther in the mix really did much for it. Besides having this really good friggin' match. And I got a lot of thoughts on all of SummerSlam when it comes to actually wrestling and entertainment and big spots and
What do you
pops.
think? What's the
But
thing
this
that stuck out to you, like, out of SummerSlam the most? To me, it was this. That was my big moment, I think, of all of SummerSlam was night one, and it capped off, I think, as far as now we're getting 2 days of everything, like, this was one of the best first days, and the second day, in comparison, it was a letdown.
yeah. My big thing is, and let me explain something to you. I can sit there. I watched all of SummerSlam and I was entertained by everything I watched. Okay. But then yeah, I have to pull myself away and I have to be a wrestling loyalist. Loyalist? Is that the fucking
Close, I
word?
know what you mean.
And I also, I also have to be an analyst. So if you're thinking on the wrestling aspect of it, this was an absolute fucking letdown. And I'm going to tell you why. Night 2 had one fucking match that was a regular stipulation match. Other than that, everything was a gimmick match. Okay? You had the 6-way, 8-way, 12-way, whatever tag team match that was no DQ. You had the street fight at the end, no DQ. Everything besides the match between Dominic and AJ was a gimmick match. And if we're going to sit there and poke fun at AEW for their bullshit, we got to do it with WWE. It's taking away the attraction part of like a gimmick special stipulation match. You know what I mean? Where it was too much. I wanted to see some wrestling in between. If you want to have a cage match, have a regular stipulation match after, you know, or two. Don't have 5 of the 6 matches being, you know, fucking kendo sticks and steel cages and ropes getting beaten into people's faces. It took me out of it. I'm like, I want to see wrestling. That's what night 1 did with this match. It was a good old fashioned. I'm going to work an arm. I'm going to work this on you. You know, telling a story. There was slower pace. People weren't jumping through fucking tables and doing the spot monkey shit. But that's what WWE has become, is that they have, like, night 1's moment was Seth. Night 2 was Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
That was it. That's what they were building up to. It wasn't the individual matches. They weren't thought out. They said, let's just fucking have 3 girls in there that are going to fucking beat each other with chairs. And, you know, let's have a steel cage match where fucking 19 people are on the outside and nobody can get out the door. You know, let's rip apart the ring. I want to see fucking wrestling.
I mean, that's literally what
And
it's called.
Right.
I know they say superstars and entertainment, but it's wrestling. It's still that, and that's why people like Gunther so much. But again, you said that, like, they neutered him. He's lost to everybody pushes him, right? So he gets pushed to the limit by 60-year-olds, by guys that are 5 foot tall. But it doesn't matter who it is. Everybody pushes Gunther to the limit. And then you got Punk beating him, old version of Punk. You got Sami Zayn beating him, which is just ridiculous. Cody Rhodes, who's like untouchable, which is hilarious to me. Mid-card at best, just in my personal opinion and taste. He would be a great mid-card champion. Not really much better than that. And maybe a 1 year of a babyface run, like where he had with The Rock, going for the main title. But then, of course, he comes back to earth, right? But in this day and age, he doesn't for some reason. But it's just because I think I don't know what it is. He's Dusty Rhodes' kid. If he was fucking Tom Rhodes' kid instead, would he be this big, you think, Sleaze?
It's the same thing that went on with Cena. They don't care what the fans are saying or anything like that. They don't care. They'll just say, well, he's selling to the kids. He's selling to the mothers. That's the demographic, like the woes and the fucking bullshit and the pyros and the fucking, you know, I agree. His wrestling is mid. It's never been fucking main event level. And another thing that pisses me off is like, I'll keep saying this every fucking episode, the tag team championships. Instead of having all the tag teams from SmackDown do one match, you got Bronson and Braun. Put them in the tag mix. You know what I mean? You have all the guys that are in the MFTs that are just, they're not even wrestling. They're just coming out with solo. Have them form a tag team, go for the belts. Like, there's plenty of guys that are just sitting on the sidelines. They're still on TV and shit. But instead of doing these fucking gimmick matches or having lackluster mid-card fucking tag teams, let's start building up some shit. Let's build up, instead of having Jacob Fatu fight solo 16, 17 times, why is Jacob Fatu not in the main event fucking picture? Why do you have 300 fucking people in your talent roster across all the fucking brands if you're only going to use 5? It's getting boring.
Mm-hmm. Like, if you think about it, this is what we would do if we were actually in the writers' room. We'd kick all the rest of them old white guys out of there. Like, we don't need them.
Get
Just
rid of these fucks.
Put me in the sleeves. Fly Danny Damage in. King Reezy if we can find him. And then we'll go in there. And yeah, that makes all the sense in the world, what you were just talking about. You take Jacob Fatu. Who's hot? Jacob Fatu? Oh, LA Knight, Karrion Kross. Who's the other hot guy? Oh, Seth Rollins, still good. Roman Reigns, right? All this stuff. And then you work them all in together. Like you did back in the Attitude Era days. You take your top guys or whoever everybody likes the most, and you actually put them over. But there's something weird going on back there. Obviously, neither of us are backstage or anything at WWE, but we can only assume by what we're seeing as far as the product they're putting out and who they're putting in certain spots. Again, why is Carmelo Hayes off my TV? That doesn't make any sense in the world to me. They had the rocket ship strapped to him. He's ready to go. And then it's just like, nah.
You have him. He is a perfect at his position right now in his career. He's perfect for IC title, US title. Why is he not in the mix? Jacob Fatu, out of everyone we can say, oh, put LA Knight in the main event, you know, Karrion Kross. Jacob Fatu is being fucking wasted right now. He should be a part of either a Seth Rollins program, a CM Punk program, fucking any of the big guys. He sells merch. Everyone loves him. His in-ring is fucking flawless. He can do any match there is. He checks off every box. Why are we still doing him in solo?
Mm-hmm.
And then Solo's got his guys. You could do a Tama Tonga on a singles run. You could do 2 of those dudes in the fucking tag teams. Why are we doing the same no-brain shit every single night? Not only on the televised stuff, but in pay-per-views. How many times are we going to see fucking Seth Rollins and CM Punk now?
Oh, a lot more now.
To be honest. Yeah, a lot more is the reality, but what the fuck?
Yep, going back to you. They are the top guys. WWE loves Seth Rollins, has been their guy forever. I love Seth Rollins. CM Punk is super over. I think he's modern day Hulk Hogan, as big as you can get. You know what I mean? And that's what I understand why they're running with this, but you should be adding all these other guys in a lot more, in my opinion. There's just so much fluff, man. Like, what the?
It's repetitive. That's what it is. It's like everything is so repetitive. Monday Night Raw, okay, you could watch it last week and the same story is going on the week after. The week after leads into the pay-per-view. You know, put a Jacob Fatu with a fucking CM Punk. Get a different match. You know, you're going to see the same exact match between CM Punk and Seth Rollins that you have seen for the past 2 years. That's what you're getting. You know, if you throw in a Karrion Kross, you know, even to a Jacob Fatu, and they're both looking for the heavyweight belt, it's something fucking different.
Mm-hmm.
They're too safe. It's too safe.
Too corporate. Again, this is corporate horse shit They're not going the way of art. They're going the way of money. We know CM Punk can do this. We know Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns can do this. So let's shoehorn them in, even though Roman Reigns is going to go off and do movies, and this guy is doing a movie, and they're all doing other shit that doesn't involve what the business is. I get it. You're trying to get more money, and you probably will. But if you did it the right way, think how much more money you would make. And that's all I'm saying. That's why I say corporations they're retarded. They're doing things. They want to make so much money that they're so psycho about it that they don't even realize the way you make more money is doing good shit. So if you just do good shit and have a good product, you will make a lot of money, like more money you could ever believe. But corporations are like, no. That's risky. What if we lose? Yeah. Then you lose. And guess what? All you people in those positions, nothing bad happens. You know what? You get one less fucking golden diamond encrusted necklace a year or something. Like what? Big deal. So
there was one segment of Unreal where I think it was Triple H that suggested Punk going over in something. And this is how fucking weird this is. So he's head of creative, right? Pretty much the face and the voice and everything of WWE. He says, yeah, I think Punk should go over. And one of the fucking dimwit writers is like, no, because, there's a compelling story and you got to think of this and that. And they just literally talked him out of it. And I'm thinking to myself, no, that would have been the fucking greatest thing if Punk went over at that point. And they literally as a group of nerdy fucking writers talked a guy that has been in the business for 30 plus years out of it. And it was because of underlying corporate horse shit.
Just trust the guys that have been involved with this stuff. I mean, it's that simple. Like Tony Khan and things. Guess what? Most wrestling promotions other than WWE, they all fail. Just about. Like TNA, I've always called it's the Jason Voorhees federations, if we even still use that term. Yeah. How in the world are they still around? If you would have told me, it doesn't even matter, like in 2005, 10, 15, 20, that they're still going to be around in 5 years, I would have been like, I don't know. Bought up by Dixie Carter ran it. Jeff Jarrett started it. I mean, it's nuts how that company managed to keep it together. Like, I seen a TNA show, the year 2007, 8, around there, in a hotel. The hotels, when they knock down the walls, they usually have like catering services, things, and wedding things or whatever. And conference rooms. And I watched a TNA match. That's where I saw Kurt Angle for the last time. And I'll tell you, still, even as an older wrestler in TNA, it's like his body was weird. His shoulders were so wide, and then it just went into a V right down to his waist. Yeah. In the skinny ass waist, but these fucking huge shoulders. And I'm like, I've never seen a human shape like that before. And never noticed it from just watching on TV. But in person, I was like, what? And maybe that was the Perk Angle era. I mean, peak Angle. We don't call it Perk Angle. Yeah, peak. But anyway, yeah. Too many wrestlers, too mumuch wrestling. And we were talking about it earlier. I totally forgot that TNA is basically WWE now. I totally forgot that.
Yeah, they're a satellite company.
So Thursday is more WWE content. So they literally they got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday covered. All wrestling all week. And then a couple of times a month, sometimes, you'll get a NXT pay-per-view. A pay-per-view from one of them, right? Oh my God. We're living in idiocracy, just like the movie. I think I love wrestling, but we don't need this much. This is a lot of fucking wrestling. And what about these weirdo kids online that's all they do? And like, how dare we call ourselves experts and analysts and journalists because we don't even watch New Japan and and this and that and all stardom and like, dude, bro, the touch grass thing, I never even think to ever say that. It's pretty played out at this point, but it's probably time to go touch some grass if you're busy watching women's Japanese wrestling. Like, you don't have enough everywhere else.
I'll even Coach just asked, have you watched NWA online? No. I have no time. I have no time.
I noticed today they actually have like a larger audience or a different venue from when I was watching it last time. Yeah, I want to watch it. I actually subscribe to it on YouTube, which you guys should be doing too, and to this show as well. Get liking and subscribing and sharing, of course. But yeah, just to circle back to all this, SummerSlam, night 1 was the beast in a good way. Well, technically, night 2 was the beast. Where's my beast? And night 1 was really, really good. I'm telling you, bro, that's why I was thinking about it. Even after night 1, I posted online. I said, listen, night 1 was awesome. The only thing that could make this any better is that tells me Brock Lesnar's coming back. And I actually got that. I had no idea that was going to happen. I just figured what would top this and what would make sense. Brock Lesnar. And then he actually showed up, and I was like, thank God, because really nobody else would have popped the crowd like that at that moment. Because what the WWE did, now that Cody Rhodes is the champion again, it was like they literally just walked over to the Nintendo and hit the reset button. They just go, no, we're going to go January of 2025. Boop. And then Cody's a champ, shaking John Cena's hand. See you later. Thanks for holding that belt for a couple of months. I thought I was going to get it back like way at the end, but that whole thing went to the shits. And yeah, I mean,
they could have. I actually took notes on that because I have such a problem with that whole Cena and Cody thing, and it started on SmackDown. So it was the dumbest writing decision to sit there and have John Cena, who's been not only a heel for the past 5-6 months, but one of the worst we've seen in a long time, to all of a sudden say, oh my God, you just opened my eyes out of the fucking blue, not even leading up to it, not even hinting at it. It's just out of the blue. I'm fucking babyface again. What should have been done? Okay, he should have stuck to his heel shit on SmackDown. Went into SummerSlam and that match, stayed heel. Okay, wrestled the same way he did because I feel that was Cena's best match since he's been back. As far as like, let's take everything in, because I think he got his stride. I think he got back into his fucking routine of being on the road and shit. Anyway. So what should have been done is, if they weren't going to turn Cody heel, which we know now that's never going to happen from what they're saying. Lesnar comes out. He cost John Cena the match. Okay. Cody capitalizes, wins the title. I would have been good with that. Okay. Then the following SmackDown, Cena comes out and says, holy shit, I got screwed out of the championship and all this stuff and blah, blah, blah. Then he makes the revelation and says, maybe it's because I've been such a shitbag all this time and all this stuff. I wasn't, same promo basically. That would have made more sense. This made no sense at all. And now like him and Cody, who he kicked in the nuts and basically did all the stuff to for the last couple of months, now they're holding hands and they're best friends and they're tag team partners, and there's no thought process.
Well, they had a beer last week together. They drank some Hulk Hogan's together.
Right.
Yeah.
If I was Cody, I'd say, go fuck yourself. I don't trust you.
Exactly.
That would have made more sense, too. If you're going to have fucking John Cena come out and say, oh, all of a sudden, I'm Super Cena again. I would have had Cody Rhodes say, well, I don't trust you yet, buddy, and walk backstage. But nope, they said, well, let's make this even more delusional, and let's have them drink Hulk Hogan's beers and, go on a fucking picnic tomorrow. And right before a fucking a street fight, which is usually set for two people that hate each other. They said, no, let's go in as best friends doing a street fight. The whole thing was convoluted. It made no sense. The only good part about any of this was Brock Lesnar's return. And if anybody online has said over the course of the last couple of months saying, oh, they fucked up John Cena's run, this heel run is not working, it was up until then. That is the point they fucked up John Cena.
Agreed on all points. And imagine if Brock Lesnar didn't show up and they just hit the reset button on everybody and go, that's it, folks.
Yeah.
It would have been so much worse. And then the hilarity, this is why everything is just so wonderful with wrestling and why it's so funny to watch, and to have the IWC and the just regular marks and people that go to the shows. A lot of people are just like, oh no, Brock Lesnar, bad man. He's a rapist. He did this. He did that. It's like, did he? It's these people is so insane. And then we got full-blown podcasts that talk about specifically, I guess, WWE or whatever. And they're like, yeah, we're not talking about this anymore because we believe all the ladies. They're like, oh, like that. Really? Grow up. Believe all the ladies. Imagine doing that, sleaze. If I believed all ladies, I'd be dead already.
Yeah.
So probably not the best idea to really believe anybody, just because.
No, don't trust anybody. It's not even just the ladies. You don't trust anybody.
No genitalia means we can't trust you.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, the other way around. Something like that with genitalia.
Something with balls or vaginas.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole thing, just ending with the Brock Lesnar stuff, is like, I really think that they thought they could smooth over all the fuck ups they did by saying, hey, we're going to put Brock Lesnar out there. They're going to forget SmackDown and the fucking dumbass turn they did. Like, they're insulting your intelligence at this point.
Yeah, all this is so much. Again, it's just more like, give us money. Oh, John Cena's good now, right? Go get more of his shirts. And then they show all the people in the crowd with the new John Cena shirts that they sell. They get a brand new shirt in every arena and everything. Like, they just, here's a new towel. It's all color coordinated. It's just cringe to me. I see right through that, and I get it. I buy a lot of collectible stuff or shirts and whatnot, but I'm over here buying like DX stuff, right? I get the cool stuff. I'm not buying going to buy John Cena things. There's going to be a million trillions of those out there.
Yeah, and I mention it a lot, but it makes a lot of sense. Jim Cornette said something to the effect of like, this was proof that they can get away with it because the audience went from fuck you, John Cena, to instantly thank you, Cena. So it doesn't matter with the stories anymore, obviously, because they'll just pivot you into hating John Cena and the next night or the next millisecond being like, yay, John Cena, because this audience is not intelligent overall. So that, I think, geniusly, they have figured that out and said, well, they're going to buy the shit anyway. They're going to go into the fact that we're not going to write a compelling story about Cena's turn, and we don't need to. This is easy money. We're going to get a deal with ESPN. So,
yep, that's why they're not sitting up even talking about it the way we are. We're like invested. We're doing this. These guys are kicked back, fucking lounging. What are we going to do about Jay? Whatever. Listen, have them in the middle of a match, whatever.
Have him run it back.
Oh
again.
Yeah, go yeet. Just fucking LA Knight stand in the crowd and say something once a week. Hold on, let me get lunch.
Yeah,
yeet.
Yeah, that sounds.
You know what? You know what's cool is Jacob Fatu has that flip thing he does. He does a flip. Let's have him go up on the rope. And
yeah.
Because everyone goes, yay, and then they go buy his T-shirt.
Who do you need more than, I'm being completely dead ass, one writer, one Paul Heyman, one Undertaker, and Triple H sitting there as the, you know, obviously the head of the creative and what's going on over there.
Yeah.
Like, do you need more than
No.
that?
I got one better for you, Doctor. You need one Dr.
course.
Huge, and you need one Sleaze, and you need one Danny Damage. That's it.
Yep. A bunch of, and they're wearing suits. You need your need your creative staff, who are creative people, to put on ties and all that shit. Are you serious?
Yeah. Suck it.
No way. That's crazy. Like,
Nope.
that right there shows you they don't know what. Again, corporations are retarded. They don't even understand how this works. And we've been doing this for years. They've been making movies about it. Again, Howard Stern, who we talked about, it had Private Parts in the mid 90s at its peak. And the whole story was the world, and in particular, these executives and producers and things are holding down the talent and won't let them just explode and get a ton of money for your business. Why are you holding everybody back? So as soon as I seen a whole room of white dudes in suits, and they're just like kicking around, I'm like, no wonder. Of course they're getting here and there. There's some obvious, again, there's a layups all over the place. You got all these names. Look at all these wrestlers you have. And they mess it up.
Yeah. And my one of my biggest takeaways from night 2, and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, all right, so they want to make money and save money at the same time and blah, blah, blah. And this might be controversial, but get rid of the PC. At this point, get rid of the performance center, because if you're asking them to do these asinine fucking gimmick matches all the time, why are you training them to be wrestlers? You know, why even go through that process? If you're not going to have them hone their skills to become their own person and to show how talented they are, the supposed reason as to why you pick them to do this stuff, why even have it? Why even have a process? Have them go to a Hollywood stunt fucking company and get training there, where they can get thrown into a fucking
Don't give them any
bus.
ideas. They probably eventually will do that. I could totally see it going that way, because, you know, it's not about wrestling at all. None of this. Just Gunther. And then they still beat him.
That's it. Right. So why? It's crazy. We're too smart for this now. We were when we started, and now it's like we're fucking geniuses working with a bunch of dumbasses.
Why is wrestling the same as it was 10 years ago, and 10 years before that, and 10 years before that, and 10 years before? It's like, really, it's all the same shit. And they just keep doing the same things over and over. It's just, now we're in the social media age where they now clip it up. And it technically has gotten worse in a lot of ways. There's just no excitement for it. And the way, I think the easiest way to build excitement for, say, like pro wrestling business like the WWE is you got to scale things back. But they're not doing that. They're just going to keep pumping out more stuff. And if you're going to do that, then sign us to your little podcast department. We'll blow that shit up. We'll make it the biggest podcast thing ever. We're doing old Howard Stern type shit. We're looking to go make it to the top. But again, we're being suppressed by all kinds of platforms and things. So wake up, Triple H. Somebody clip this right now. Send it to Triple H. Wake the fuck up, bro. Like, I know you're Vince Russo says you're an egomaniac. You're not, right? Prove it. Hire some down-to-earth, real fans of your stuff, and that way I can give you the $30 a month to pay and watch all these things. And we'll set us up with a studio, Stamford, Connecticut, where all the pussies live, right? Where are the pussies?
Where all the pussies live, right?
Yep. That's where they live, right?
Right.
You scared?
A big nose with a small dick.
I know you're getting elderly.
Who's that asshole comedian that was doing their roasts And then he was supposed to have a SummerSlam thing too. And they
Oh.
keep canceling it.
Yeah, the guy that talks like this.
Yeah, that fucking guy. So instead of having that, right, have us do either a pre or a post show and interview the wrestlers. Because we'll ask the hard hitting questions. Okay. Like if they do something stupid on Twitter, be like, hey, so what do you mean by that? You know, have a Drew McIntyre
Never
come in. And be
disrespectful.
like, yeah,
I
so
don't want to get beat up on film.
No. But we'll ask the questions. I'm not looking to get punched by anybody at this point. But let's get some real shit going
and that's
on.
what we're talking about. Like even with their business, that would work. That would make sense for them to even bring something like this into it. More spontaneous, authentic, right? Wink, wink. That's what we're looking for, everybody, these days. It's why all the Kimmels and the Colberts, I don't know about Kimmel, but you know, Stern and everybody else, they're all getting thrown off the air because they're a bunch of dipshits. I've been telling everybody for years, I'm like, why is anybody still even bothering to watch clips of this? Because that's all the late night shows turned into. Were Twitter clips. And the next morning, and people going, oh, they're making fun of Trump again, right? Oh, we got him. It's like, fuck off. Sucks.
You know how much more Slim Jims we could sell if we had the audience, because they're calling them meat sticks.
Yeah. And then we could bring in porn stars.
We could sell them
and throw meat sticks at their ass.
Right. Or just the fact they call them meat sticks. I'll hawk that shit all day. Enjoy this delicious meat stick.
And then did you hear Wade Barrett? He's like, you like the meat sticks, don't you? I heard you do. He's like being all like, and then I forget who the other guy is, his name, but the guy on SmackDown's just like, oh. Wade Barrett's like laughing at his own jokes. It was great.
Yeah, we could have Wade Barrett on and talk more about the
they love us. They've all watched before. We know Triple H has watched. We know Drew McIntyre. A bunch of people have watched this show before.
They still do.
All right, Sleaze. You have a good day, sir.
Got to get back to some responsibilities here.
Oh, man. Well, have fun with that. Everybody follow the Sleaze all over the interwebs. Where can we find you?
At the SLZ52 on all platforms. I got a fucking QR code right there that you could, do your stuff. Coach, enjoy your pool.
All right, take it easy, man.
All right, guys.
Later.
See you later.
Hail Satan, right? I think we're still doing that. Only when Reezy's on, right? Look, I can see LA Knight over here. Will you see my sign? It's still too bright outside for you to really fully. This is on the lowest setting too. It's so bright. Yeah, we're killing it. We're doing it today, folks. Another great episode. We still have more things to talk about. I mean, if anybody's out there, if anybody's like retweeting and sharing, then I can still keep going here. Or I could come back in a few hours. We've never tried that before. Try a whole different hour, see who we can catch. It's like, again, we're in audience finder mode. I also have subscriptions to more samples so I can make more tunes. Because, I make some of my own samples, of course, but most of my tracks have like 24 different tracks. So I use a lot of different sounds, and then I work on them even more. So I might be doing some of those streams on Twitch later, along with the gaming. So if you're into gaming and all this, I discuss everything on there. I let you know about everything. Give you social security numbers, all that stuff. Yep. It's like the sun. Yep. That's on the lowest setting. In the highest setting, I start to get a tan in here. It's crazy. Sunburn. I never get sunburn either. No, we talked about this stuff. How about this story? Jonathan Gresham had 2 strokes. And if you don't know who Jonathan Gresham is, he's Jordan Grace's husband. He was a Ring of Honor champion for many years. Great wrestler. But I'm reading the story. And as I'm reading the story, they're like, oh, it's from complications from Most likely complications from when he had COVID, right? And I'm sitting there like these people, we're still doing that. Oh, it must be he's very young, right? He's very in shape. Must be complications from the coof. Must have just had it real bad. Yeah, okay.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
Right. Thank you, Ice-T. It's just get well, Jonathan. But I'm pretty sure it's not from that, right? And now you don't have to be a fake doctor to know this. Jonathan Gresham. It's just so ridiculous. I have to like explain reality to people. I'm doing a silly ass show and I have to explain this to people in real life as well. Like, come on, man. Come on, everybody. Was everybody busy not knowing things and giving Lil Tay millions of dollars per hour? Fuck off. Yep. So I do have some hard-hitting wrestling news. I don't know if anybody's really ready for it. Let us know in the chat. I mean, I'm doing what I want anyway, so. But I'm looking for non-wrestling items for the moment. Because, you know, I don't got nothing going on right now. Not for the next something. But I will be making music again. That's why I'm busting it out. I'm doing it. Listen, WWE's working me up. They're making me back off their product. They want too much from me. I thought I'm giving them a lot over the years. You know what they've given me? 10 seconds of screen time, like when I show up. Is that really equivalent to what I'm doing here? No. And I'm doing it in a fucking kitchen chair for the past month. But I did just order a new one. It's coming. So by this time next week, no longer going to be sitting I'm going to be sitting in one of them cool chairs that all the real streamers have. And then it'll be a real show after that. You know, that's what people tell me sometimes. They're like, listen, Dr. Huge, this ain't a real show. This other guy over here, he's doing a real show and maybe we'll get you on there sometime. And I'm like, fuck that. This is the realest show. He may be doing a real show. I'm doing the realest show. Get it? Get it, West Side Gun? At West Side Gun about this. Thank you. Don't worry. He won't shoot at you. I don't think. But again, Jonathan Gresham, get well. Some effed up news. Some real effed up stuff. I had a gaming chair before. Paladin, actually. You know, you may remember it with the red background and all this. It was the shits. It leaned forward at all times, so I'm constantly trying to snug back on it, you know? And then it just, one day it just went crunch. And I'm not like some huge fat guy. I'm 6 foot, 200 pounds. I mean, that's like as above average as it gets, right? So still cracked the chair in half. So I got a 400 pounder coming. You know, it's supposed to be, it's made for fat guys. And I'm not even a fat guy. So if this thing breaks anytime soon, I want my money back.
He's fat!
Okay, or I'm fat. So, yep. I mean, I could talk about this story, but that's depressing. That's for when we need depressing stories. What else we got? How about this? This has been popping up all week. YouTube, Spotify even. Everybody's like wanting ID out here for stuff. Just to like listen to music and to use YouTube. They want to, it's all for the safety of the children, right? Right, got it. We trust that. Haven't heard that one before. So that's what they say it's for, is to protect the children. Even though they could just go right off on your platform. Right off it. Go on the regular internet and just type in like boobies and stuff. And they'll find all the boobies in the world. So that makes a lot of sense, right? What you're doing, it couldn't be benefiting you in any shape or form, right? Big companies again. No, I'm sure that's not what it is. So I'll play along. Don't come get me. Don't restrict me any harder. Don't shadow ban me any harder than you already do. Thank you. I'm sure they won't now get liking and sharing and retweeting. Honestly, if I don't ask, nobody's going to do it. And you probably won't do it anyway. And if I don't ask and nobody does it, YouTube ain't helping me out. Nobody's helping me out. None of these big conglomerations are helping the Dr. Huge show out. So let's go. I need your help. And I can only help myself so much. You understand? So, yep. They better not be looking for an ID for me if I haven't proven enough that I'm over 18. I think I've proven it. You want to see my balls? We can make that happen. Check out my OnlyFans. Coming September of 2025, of course. It's going to be so huge. That's the only reason I'm doing this, by the way. To eventually make it big on OnlyFans, show them sweet-ass balls. Yep. They said you couldn't swear before, or you'd lose your channel, demonetize you, your video wouldn't, get any views. But supposedly the word on the street is you can swear now. So I don't know what rule they just keep making up new rules. And I didn't know it was 7 minutes or 7 seconds. If you swore within 7 seconds of a video that you made for YouTube, it would nobody would see it. But now you can swear within the first 7 seconds. I'm just relaying messages back to everybody. Okay. That's what I was told. I thought it was 30 minutes, especially on a live stream. And what's weird to me, I wish I could play my edits on my live stream. I don't think I can. So I can post them to my channel, but I can't play them on my live stream. Got it. Not on the podcast. Yep. Show Jelly Roll again. Full snot running down his face. Yep, that's the guy you were cheering for this past week, folks. Probably listened to all his tunes. The most overproduced music in the world, by the way. And if you don't think I can talk about music, I can. I make music. Been producing music 20 years now. Plus. Been in bands. Done it all, kids. Yep, seen it all. I'm like Rick Rubin, but way cooler and way more handsome. YouTube can't make up the mind. They can't. And who's to say that they get everybody swearing in the first 7 seconds and 6 months, they're like, hey, we're going back. And then all those videos are useless, right? Listen, there's a lot of scheming. There's a lot of scamming going on these days. I would just say, maybe like the nephew, just stay the course. Don't even touch anything. Just let it go. And post what you want and just let it ride. That's it. Because people got you out here, got me out here, playing with all the bells and whistles, getting everything set up, and it's all really for nothing in the end. So, always looking for support around here. Not even money. I don't want nobody's money. I understand it's hard times, dusty road style for everybody. So, I get it. But, instead of say driving 100 miles or 500 miles, 1,000 miles maybe, it was across country to go stalk somebody. Instead of doing that, then give me money instead. Give me all that gas money and stay home. Watch this. Instead of stalking Liv Morgan. Thank you very much. That's what we all should be doing. Instead of faking injuries, Seth Rollins, maybe drop a few dollars over off at the Dr. Huge stream someday. I know many of you don't even realize. Before super chats, before all like this thing really was getting going, I was on Periscope making damn near $1,000 a month doing this. And it was all stripped away. Just like that. And I could have been one of the biggest things ever, probably in the world. I would have been Pat McAfee, right? So since everybody's always wondering why I don't like Pat McAfee so much, because I'm jelly. I'm a little bit jelly. And I have all the right in the world to be jelly of Pat McAfee, because all he had, imagine if I was a punter. If I was a punter, I'd be fucking killing it right now. And my head's not even like 80 pounds. I don't open my mouth wide in cuck pictures for everybody. I don't have a raspy voice. I have a very nice, soothing voice. His voice is the shits. But yep, the Periscope days was where it was at, coach. And I remember they were robbing me there too. I've got a fraction of the thousands. That's what I got. Very, very little money in comparison to what I was actually making, because the platform took it all. And then they went, all right, see you later, bye. Even though it still exists, like I'm still technically using Periscope because it's Twitter. It was a Twitter platform video thing. I don't know why he couldn't stick around, but I'm sure it was some weird ass corporate business again, trying to make more money somehow, some way, whatever. Yeah. So always the bottom line, right? And I was just working. My whole goal, I'm not even trying to kill it. If I could make $1,000 a week doing shows, and I would do a show every day, obviously, because then I wouldn't have to, do other work for thousands of dollars a week. But if I could make $1,000, I remember I told this to a guy in 2016. Juanito. I remember you, Juanito. I wonder if they deported him or not. Hopefully not, Juanito. He had hard times. What a great supporter back then. But I'm like, yeah. He's like, how much are you looking like? What's the plan here? And I'm like, if I made $1,000 a week, I could pump out content like nonstop. Do lives every day for hours a day, whatever. And he's like, that's it? I'm like, yeah. I'm not looking for $1 million contracts and this. I'm just looking to survive. If I can survive and do this, I'm good. I don't need much. I'm a normal guy like everybody else. Even like a lot of the ladies these days, get what I'm saying? So, I don't need a lot. I need a little to eat. Need to pay bills. That's it. I'm not looking to jet set and buy hookers and go to islands and things. I don't need all that. Yep. No Diddy parties for me. I'm good. Maybe if I make a little extra, I can get a couple figures to put in, and I'm all about this and what I'm doing in my world. You understand? Which benefits the show, which benefits everybody else if they like the show. Get liking and subscribing and sharing. So that's how this operation works over here, everybody. Real art, real artist of all things. Not just here to let's get the subscribers up and let's get the list up, and then we'll flip the channel and maybe I'll make 5 more channels and get all the, and then I'll make clip channels and do all this. When the day comes to do that, maybe, but this ain't the time. We're in audience finder mode again, and this is how we're doing it. This is how we do it. Like the Howie Mandel TV show title. Yeah. There's a lot more to talk about. I'm wondering if I should save it. If the people have just had enough. They might have just had enough today. I might have had enough already. Taker doesn't like people doing TikToks backstage and not watching their colleagues' matches. Makes sense to me. You're not old. That's just, yeah, it was a way of doing business. And now they don't do it like that because they don't do any business the way they used to because they're giving everything away and taking everybody's money at the same time. That's how we do it now, Undy. Come on, get on board. What are you, old or something?
Rest in peace.
Right. Then we have Jake Paul out here. A story, supposedly. Jake Paul hired this big-time lawyer, big-time banker, big-time globalist, right? To, go after anybody that says his fights aren't real. Totally real, bro. Especially that Mike Tyson one, right? Oh, yes. So don't say that. He'll come after you with his bankers. And then what else? Oh, I was watching the presser, and they said they're getting rid of him. I actually like the press conferences. Call me crazy, but I only like them if the people stay in character. If they don't stay in character, I'll generally turn it to something else and turn it back when somebody else comes up on the screen. But Jey Uso is out there.
Yeet.
Even in a press conference.
Yeet.
Terrible. I'm sorry, bro.
It's the shits.
It was bad. You don't know how to talk. You don't know how to just come up with thoughts out of nowhere. Like you're just very, what do I say next? That's why you make all them faces, like acting like you're crying and that stinks. Whatever all that is, like the Jey Uso aura that he has, it's not really an aura. It's just obnoxious. And it's like, fucking say something, man. But it's just like, what do I say? He acts like he's almost going to cry all the time. It's not cool. I don't like it. So he's at this press conference. They're asking him questions. He's basically almost giving them one-word answers. It's terrible.
Yeet.
Yeah, it's no yeet for me.
No yeet.
The only good press conference Jey Uso ever had was when he was with Cody Rhodes, and they were both little lit up after a match when they were tagging together.
Yeet.
That was cool. All the rest of them, especially this one after SummerSlam.
No yeet.
Nope. Terrible.
It's the shits.
So that happened. How about that moment where in the match with Jelly Roll and Randy Orton versus Logan Paul and McIntyre, which that whole McIntyre situation is, that's also very sad. Maybe we'll talk about that another time, but let's put him up on the screen anyway. So Jelly Roll, right? He sacrifices himself to the pro wrestling gods. He lays himself out on that desk that never breaks. And then Logan Paul jumps off the top ropes from inside the ring onto the announce table. And he just waited. He even scooted into position nice and good. And again, he was sacrificed. Yeah, so good on you, Jelly Roll. I like that. You're willing to lose. You're willing to take the big spots and the big bumps and all this. Logan Paul could have easily killed you. But the best part of it was, the doctors come out and all the refs and things. And then they're about to bring him backstage. Like, oh, Jelly Roll's really hurt. Oh, man, the announcers are really hamming it up. Yeah, he's in a bad way, this Jelly Roll. He's going to have to get all his organs replaced, all this stuff. And then he gets up the ramp, and just like Mankind in Hell in a Cell, he turns around and comes back to the match. It was pretty hilarious. I knew it was coming, and then he did it, and I prayed for it. So thank God. Thank you, Jelly Roll. Thank you, Jelly Roll. So much snot. He's snotting it up. Maybe he can be one of the nasty boys, Snots and Rags or whatever they called themselves, right? You know who I'm talking about. There was a snot wrestler. I'm not going to think of it right now. My brain's on fire. I've been thinking so much since I started this show. Another banger. 2 hours and 40 minutes. Psh, best in the world. So everybody out there, make sure you share this all around. I'm going to save the rest of my notes for, who knows, maybe this week. Turn on your notifications. If and when you do come on here and subscribe, go check out all my video edits I've been making. Maim an Asshole by Christian is one of my greatest works. Go watch that video. Go hit the like buttons. Hit the like button on this video. And you know what? We'll talk to you guys later. You guys have a great day. And we're going to go kill it doing whatever else we do. Follow me on Twitch as well, Dr. Huge Show. I may be on there later on. Peace out, everybody.
John Cena recognized.